Yeah, just get a lock-in one, and then when you're not...
This is the Conrad Alert. Civil defense information will be broadcast at 6:40.
West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Y2K, how can we prepare?
Stop a few of their machines and radios. Throw them into darkness for a few hours.
We are fighting for our lives. My family must survive.
For 5 years, 1,000 gallons of gas, air filtration, water filtration.
Coming at you from the frozen tundra that is East Central Alberta, Canada. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, and Odyssey. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. I am Toolman Tim. Today is July the 7th, 2023, and this is episode 335 of Workshop Radio. How the hell is everyone out there? I got my beautiful assistant waiting in the wings here in just a moment. We'll get the announcements out of the way, and then we'll bring on my lovely guest. We got, actually, you know what? Let me bring you on now, Mrs. Cook.
You don't have to.
Oh, I know I don't, but how you been, Sweet Pea?
Good.
Good. I haven't seen you all week. Where you been?
You know where I've been.
So, first things first. Let's get announcements.
Blurry.
Oh, that's okay. It might be, who knows? Yeah, it's all right. There we are. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. There we go. So first thing is the brand new patch, this month's patch. I figured it was time to unveil it, wasn't it? Because It's been leaked on social media a couple of times. I held off last night. Not really leaked, but everybody's into it. Hey, one step closer. Good to see you. So 100% this patch came from Sean Mills. This was his idea he gave to me, and I love it. So if you want to see it, watch that right there. It says, government, 0 out of 5 stars, would not recommend. And it's been a big hit so far, hasn't it? So I love it. Absolutely works. What's wrong?
My camera's really blurry.
Here, do this. Give it a second. There you go. There we are. Hang on. Oh,
now it's even...
Give it a minute. Put your hand up in front of it and see. I don't know why. Oh, what a wonderful night. And then pull it back. There you go.
There you go.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that's the patch. What else? We launched a merch store, didn't we?
We did.
Officially.
Well,
I mean, I did, yeah. I figured out how to launch a Shopify webpage, basically. So right now, what you can get on there is the leftover patches, $10 a piece. I have the silver listed on there. There's at least a couple of sets available. That's the next announcement as well. I reached out to a few people, haven't heard back from yet. So we're going to give them a few more days. I'm going to send out another reminder. But if you spoke for some silver, hook up with me. Let me know. We'll get it shipped out to you as soon as it gets paid for. Self-Reliance Fest. I'm going to be there. You're going to be there, aren't you?
Well,
I think so.
I'm going to try.
Yeah, you're going to be there. You will. You're going to be at the event at least. You're just not probably going to come down for extra days, right?
No, I don't think. Well,
you're going to be there. You already said you were going to be there. So.
I know. I'm just thinking about if things go as planned with the new daycare. So
3 or 4 days, we'll get you down there.
Yeah.
You know that. Hey, Byron Roberts.
Like, even if I have to fly in and fly out.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I don't mind. Yeah. I mean, I can drive back by myself if you want.
You'll get over it.
Anyway, early bird.
You love driving with me.
Yeah. Well, I might as well be driving by myself because you're sound asleep all the time.
Exactly.
I sent a picture the other day of Charlotte. She was sound asleep, my co-pilot, while I was driving. I said, huh, that sounds familiar.
Just like her mother.
Yep. Self-Reliance Fest, $75 until August 1st. And if you pick up the tickets, use my link in the description because it's an affiliate link. And I had one member from the community already do that. So I appreciate it, guys. This is how we make the world go around. And this isn't an announcement, but so I think we're far enough into the show that I can read the latest and greatest t-shirt from John Willis. It showed up today and I laughed my ass off when I saw it. So it is a G.I. Joe shirt. Can anybody read that? It says American as fuck. Which is friggin' hilarious because, yeah, you get the joke. So, and for those who are wondering, I am drinking Henry McKenna 10-year-old bourbon, bottled and bond, and I turned it into a chocolate-covered cherry
Have you tried
old-fashioned.
That new one yet?
The Kraken rum? I tried that last night.
No, the one that you got in Edmonton.
Oh, yeah, I took a shot of that. It's right there. I can't. Blanton's, yes. Yeah. I tried it straight.
Because, with the gold top,
with the gold horse on it. So.
Yeah.
It was
that one.
It was good, really good. Yeah, it's a strong. I think it's 50%, 100 proof. So you feel it going down. You burnt a little, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
But you make old fashions out of that one?
I I don't know. Lots of people say I shouldn't,
So
but
that's the one.
that's tonight. That's tonight.
That's tonight.
Yeah, Bottled and Bond 2012 was when it was barreled. So it's good. I like it. We bought that in Tennessee, I think, and it's almost gone. So
I can't remember.
yeah. But yeah, it's good to have everybody. So you've had a busy week?
Very busy.
Yeah.
Well, I was sick for 2 days, so
You missed 2 days of work, didn't you? Or did you?
no,
Or
just one day.
Okay.
Yeah. No, well, it came on after work, so yeah, we have a stomach virus going through the daycare, and everybody's sick. But it's only a 24-hour thing.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of kids is they're like little virus incubators, aren't they?
We don't know where it came from though. So because like nobody was sick, and all of a sudden, boom, everybody was.
You must have had a super spreader, I would say.
Yeah.
You should have went into lockdown. Possibly wore masks and
relax, Justin.
I'm just saying. I mean, if it's good enough for the government, it's got to be good enough for us, doesn't
Start
it?
calling you Justin Trudeau there.
Oh, he can call me something. I mean, he does love Taylor Swift after all, so I don't know if that.
Does he really?
Well, I don't know if he loves him, but apparently he wanted to pander to the crowds today, and he sent out a tweet about wanting to get her to Canada for the concert. So.
Oh, that's because there's a big
yeah
hoopla about her not scheduling for this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
But nah, he's just trying to get on the good side of all the Gen Xers or whatever.
Gen Zs.
Or Gen Zs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gen Zs.
So cool story, guys. But so I took Charlotte to the city. Well, we took the kids to the city the other weekend, and Charlotte all of a sudden has taken an interest into vinyl, which is super exciting for me because it gives us something to bond over. And so today I had to go down to the Seacan and dig out my old little Crosley suitcase vinyl record player.
Is that the one we got at Indigo?
No, it was before maybe.
Or Canadian Tire.
Yeah, maybe. I thought it came from, what was the name of the place before the record store we have now? HMV. Did it come from HMV or? No, I think you're right. It was Canadian Tire at Christmas time. Yeah. So anyway, I pulled it out. And the needles broke off on it. So I had to order her a needle. And you can get 5 needles for like $20. So they're not super top quality.
Yeah.
But
actually, I like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I don't
mind him either, to be honest.
Stuff,
He's a strange one.
I don't like him as a person, but I do like his music. So
a true Canadian would want more Justin Bieber concerts. I'm going to vote for Nickelback myself.
Oh, geez. No.
We had Nickelback. We didn't have them at our wedding, but we danced. One of our first songs was to Nickelback.
Our first song was Aerosmith.
And our second one was Nickelback. And you loved that song.
But I don't like Nickelback.
All right.
So
Martinson says, fuckers. So if you had to pick favorite all-time Canadian band, that's tough, isn't it? I'm trying to think.
Probably the Hip.
Boy, they are pretty good. And I didn't.
That's tragically hip for all you U.S.ers down there.
They caught a little bit of. Well, and then when Gord Downey passed away, I think they got a lot of but
yeah, I think so.
You're probably right. I think so. They'd be mine too. I believe. I just picked up both volumes of their greatest hits. It's called Your Favorites, YER Favorites, and it's spelled with a U. So Gordon Lightfoot was never.
No,
I never. I don't. I mean, I knew who he was, but I never really.
Well, see, we grew up with Tragically Hip, right?
Sure did.
Yeah, like my favorite song was Ahead by a Century. Like I love that song. But like we grew up with them.
I mean, they played on Much Music right next to Nirvana and Bush and Green Day. They got every bit as much airtime as the rest of the
but I don't want to be a dick, but there's not really a lot of Canadian bands that are good, right?
Well, there's some.
Maybe there's some bands that I like that I don't realize they're Canadian. I don't know.
Is it BTO Canadian or am I crazy? Best Bachman Turner Overdrive, best Canadian band.
I have no idea who
Taking Care of Business.
Oh, wow.
Rush, Arcade Fire, Sum 41, Bare Naked Ladies. Bare Naked Ladies are pretty good.
No, the original Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes, before the lead singer got arrested at the border with cocaine in his underwear, right?
Yeah. But
Darkwing Dave says if Nickelback and 50 Cent went on concert, would it be called the 45 tour? That's pretty good. So apparently our dog decided that he doesn't want to be in here once we start the live.
Our Lady Peace. I do like Our Lady Peace.
Yeah, OLP's pretty good. Cowboy Junkies, Tea Party, Finger 11, Brand Band 3000's Canadian. I didn't know that.
I do like Theory of a Dead Man too.
Crash Test Dummies.
No.
Yeah. Just no Neil Young. Southern Man didn't need him around. Yeah, I'm not a big fan either way.
Yeah,
but,
no, but that's not really
that's
a
not a
huge...
ton. You know, it's
No.
funny because you think back into the 90s when much music was going strong. There were so many good bands, but they've all
No,
just sort of...
I'd have to say Tragically Hip.
I'm going to let Angus
They're
out here, guys. The Hip?
The Hip, yeah. They're probably my favorite.
They were, and he was the most talented too, for sure.
Yeah.
So we had a few questions tonight. We had 3. If you guys have other questions, throw them out there. We always find lots to talk about, and we have a good time. That's why we call this talk radio, isn't it? So, because that's what we do. But let's start with, let's pick the easiest one first. So how did we find our land? Hey, Haas, good to have you. You driving tonight? Haas was on the road last night, so I was literally talk radio for him last night, so that's kind of cool. How did we find our land in Tennessee?
Someone recommended it.
I believe it was Dawn, was it? Or was it somebody's going to shoot me? I should have looked that up before we started.
Remember.
But a community member, I think it was Dawn, but I'm not sure. Sorry, Dawn, you're going to shoot me if it was.
I can't
but
remember.
But it might not have been it. Dawn was the one who went over and looked at the land right away for us.
I don't don't get mad, Dawn, but I don't know. I don't think it was Dawn.
No, I think it was somebody else.
No,
yep. Well, I'll find it after. But anyway, so
no, I can't remember.
A person in the community bought land down there, dealt with this company called is it iFreeland?
Hey,
Rachel Brown.
MT Land.
Yeah. Anyway, great company to deal with. They had an awesome website, and they had a lot of undeveloped properties for a reasonable price. You know.
Well, and that's the thing. Like we had to, you kind of had to go through a company like that because we, like with us being out of country, there's no banks up here that's going to give us a mortgage to buy land down there.
Right.
And there's no banks in the States that'll give us a mortgage because we're not U.S. citizens.
Right.
So you kind of have to go with a company that doesn't really care where you are.
Yeah.
As long and they don't care. As long as you pay the bill every month, they don't care where you are. But like because I think we probably could eventually go to the bank and say, hey, you know, we have this land down here and we want to develop this land and we already own it. Maybe they might, but I think it might be a little bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and this way it's just taken care of, you know?
Well, and we're really like, and it's funny to say, because like we say it all on here and everything.
Right.
But I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't think very many, like maybe a small handful of people in our town watch this.
Right.
And when you go to a bank here in a small town, you start getting to that point where you don't want everybody knowing your business. Right. Like, so the only people who know about it is people who we tell.
Right.
And like, I know, but like, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. It's kind of like how I don't want to have an accountant in town. Yeah. It's because you just don't want anybody knowing your business.
And it was cool because the community member, they mentioned it to us. And so they're like, hey, dealt with this company. They're awesome. So we started talking to them. We went through all of their different, I mean, they had a ton of properties at the time. And we just spent a lot of time figuring out which one we wanted. And we ended up picking a double lot that was right at the back corner as far off the beaten trail.
And you wanted to be close to John.
I did, yes, as close as we get. Whatever, but it still would have been nice to have been a little closer to Camden. But we're happy where we are, you know.
Yeah, well, they didn't have anything closer to Camden.
They originally had some on Birdsong Road, which is where TAC Response has their gun range. So it's pretty close to town, like 10 to 15 minutes. But those were all
not that far now, though.
Yeah, 30, 35,
that's not
something.
horrible.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. And Sean's going to be close to a Sean Mills, so.
But you wanted to be all in that area where you're close to John and Nicole, and like, it's not going to be like, like a huge day's drive to get to them. You
right.
know,
everybody's within a couple 3 hours.
That was our whole plan, to be close to all that community.
Rachel says small towns are like that, Becky.
Yeah, they are.
She's right.
This one's awful.
Story I didn't tell you, it was quite funny. I was in the hardware store the other morning, and a lady who I used to look after a property for, Bill's daughter over there.
Yep.
So she come up, she goes, "It's Tim." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
What's she doing back in town?
They have a cottage
here. Okay.
She's like, "I heard that you left town and are speaking all across the United States. You don't live here anymore." And I'm like, "Well, I guess if they're talking about me, then they're not talking about anybody else." And I'm like,
they know more about you than you do.
This is what happens when you put your business online for sale, because everybody thinks you're leaving town. No,
Yeah.
we're just selling the snow and mow portion. That, whatever. We still got the property management. We still have the daycare. But apparently I'm a massive YouTube star who's left town, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, did you ever see that meme that's online there? It says, the joys of living in a small town is everyone knows what you're doing before you know.
That's the truth, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's...
It was funny. I was like, and then of course it led to a whole conversation about what are you doing exactly, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to tell them. I'm like, here you go, you want to know, I'm going to share it with you. So One Step Closer says sounds like a lot of cool people are moving into that area. It's a nice area.
I like it.
Property value is cheap because there's still a lot of crackheads and meth heads around, but
you know what, there's crackhead and meth heads in Edmonton, so it's like,
oh yeah. So,
and you know what, houses in Edmonton go for like $600,000-$700,000.
Yeah.
So it just...
Talking to Rob the other night, he's from the beautiful state of Washington, and he was saying how much, I think a double wide was like $300,000.
Oh yeah, like there's crackheads everywhere.
And we know what Washington's like, right? So yeah, at Tim Run With It. Yeah, I'm gonna, but it, so Rita, the lady that works at the store, she had this funny smile on her face, like, what the hell did you think? They just opened a goddamn daycare. I mean, what are you, taking the money and run, Yeah,
but that's the problem. It's like, we're okay. I don't mind Provost.
No.
I don't mind it. Do I want to live here forever? No. But I will live here as long, because, like my sister's here and Barrett's here and the nephews are here and I, like and my brother and my mom and stuff, but it would be nice to only have it as a home base for like maybe 4 or 5 months of the year. And then
that's what we're shooting for, because we can be in the state 6 months of the year. So we're going to figure out how much time we can be there. And
of course that can't happen until the girls are done high school. And we know that, but it's just,
you keep talking about an acreage out of town too.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, because I'd like to have something a little bit out of town so that when we come back, nobody knows we're back. Right?
Yeah, always.
so people will just leave us alone, right? And it's just, and it's one of those things is that, like, and it's nothing against anybody personally in the town. I just like my privacy.
Yeah.
And I've always been like that. That's why, like, we don't go out on weekends. We don't go golfing or,
it's not that we're not friendly with some people.
No, we're friendly. We're friendly with everybody. We're just not socially friendly to the point. Because, like, a lot of people, like, well, we're not drinkers. Like, you like your...
gonna have a sip.
No, but, like, seriously, we don't go and hang out at a beer tent for hours on end, and we're
get hammered.
Yeah, like that's just not our thing, right? And
I get drunk and beat my wife at home in the privacy of my own place. Thank you very much. So,
who's your wife?
I don't know. She's imaginary.
Yeah.
Rachel says you guys try to disappear. That's so true.
But and that's the thing. It's like you just and I am so and everybody I know in town, I have no qualms against them at all. I just like my privacy. Yep. Like I like to be able to sit in my backyard, not have to worry about anybody bugging, and I like to be able to, like, I don't know, does it sound snobbish? But when I go to a grocery store, I don't like to stand in the grocery store and talk for an hour. You know what I mean? I just want to go in the grocery, because sometimes I go to the grocery store in my PJ pants, right? I don't want to stand there and talk for an hour. And it's just, and I don't know, it's just who I am. And maybe it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, but I'd like having my privacy.
Yeah, it is what it is. And it's nice that when you go home, it's quiet, Mm-hmm. You'd say it'd be nice if you could take a piss off the back deck, but that don't stop me in town
that
anyway.
Doesn't stop you. No, you freaking pig.
But yeah, so we did, speaking of in town, we did plant some trees this week.
We did, yeah. I'm going to grow those suckers so high.
Yeah. So again, we've talked about this before, but they have a 6-foot fence rule between properties and a 4 foot in front of your property. Mm-hmm. But there's no rules on hedges or trees. So what did you pick, baby, for trees?
Was it a hawthorn?
I think so. Hey, Mike, Snail Creek, haven't seen you in a bit. Good to have you, brother.
I think it was a hawthorn.
It was a hawthorn?
2 apple trees.
Yeah, really nice apple.
And burgundy crab apple
tree. Yeah, so something we could actually turn into jelly or jam or
and then some hedges. Then she didn't have any lilacs that I wanted, but that's okay.
But our hedges, that's a privacy security thing we've been working on. The year before we moved in here, there was a big water main break, and out front we lost probably, what would you call it, 6 feet of hedgerow.
Yeah,
So,
give or take.
Yeah, 4 to 6 feet. So we finally got around last year to planting a few. And then we realized, what would have been better is if we'd have put some more in the middle.
Yeah.
So we tightened them in and we planted another 5, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So we got 5 in there, and
then where you had tore it all up and put gravel down because you had the gravel because you were parking the dump truck and the trailer and the quad and everything there. But now where we're selling the business, we don't need to worry about any of that parking. So I want to turn that into grassy area. So I put some trees so that I can put some nice chairs there and we can sit under the trees and maybe we can bring out. I'm gonna get a dog playpen so the dogs can come out and go in the playpen while we're sitting out there. And then we just got to figure out a way to block off that side. And maybe build like an 8-foot fence.
6 foot, 6 foot with a a rose arbor. Is that what they call it? An arbor along the top. So.
Just something high enough so that like we can just have the privacy and sit there and not worry about it.
Rachel said almost ate 2 pounds of shrimp, but had 8 steaks in the fridge. Guess what's cooking for tomorrow? Oh my God, if I ate 2 pounds of well, no, I probably could do that. I was just thinking what it would do to me.
I don't know. What did we do for dinner? I had a bowl of alfaghetti.
Yeah, I haven't had dinner yet. But did I? No, I didn't. No, I came straight down and started putting the show together,
I had a bowl of alfaghetti when I came home. Yeah, that's the story of our lives.
But the trees look nice. They've taken really well. We've watered them every day. We're good plant parents.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they haven't died yet.
No, that's true.
Although the hawthorn's kind of doing its funky little thing, so we have to.
That's because it's not staked. The other ones are staked, so we need to stake them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're growing good. I'm really pleased with them, like super pleased.
And I think they're going to be really good shade.
Yeah,
in a couple of years, they'll be nice,
and they're pretty. Yeah, they're going to be good. And I'm going to put a retaining 8x8 railway ties or whatever they are along there just to keep everything up.
Yeah, no, you know what I thought? Along the fence, their metal fence. Maybe we could plant some ivy there.
Yeah,
and
maybe
it would creep up the fence.
Or we could build a 6-foot fence.
I'm totally okay with that too because
that would give us some more privacy.
Because where it is that you can see the road and you can see right into our yard from the road, and that's what I want to.
Yeah, that would help. All right, you can only have so much privacy in a suburban lot, right? Mm-hmm. So, but hybrid willow 5 feet. Oh, willow would be nice. They
would it grow in our area though?
I have to look. Look who's here. Backwoods Butcher. I made it. Good excuse this time. We didn't have power for 4 hours. We'll give it. Should we give him that? A real prepper would have been here anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah. You would have a generator.
Yeah. It's just like Tori last night. She said, "I'd love to come to the live stream, but I'm meeting real people in real life." And I thought, damn excuses.
Yeah.
I said, I'll be here waiting for you on the recording with a scowl on my face. So
no such thing as real people.
Yeah. So hybrid willow grow 10 feet per year, baby.
But would they do you know what zone they grow in though?
We'll have to look and see what.
Because our zone is really miserable. I couldn't even get
we're next to the North Pole, of course.
Well, I like the fire maples, and I can't even get a fire maple out here. It won't grow.
That is true.
And cherry trees won't grow here.
It'll just sit there and die.
Yeah, I know.
It's the opposite. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. I forgot all about willows because they are a pretty tree.
Yeah, no, if it would grow, I think we're zone.
I can't remember.
Zone 2 or zone 3.
What? Yeah. If Chris Dixon pops in, we'll know. I don't know enough about the zones.
Well, it can get down to like minus. It could get down to minus 50. So it's got to be able to sustain itself. So
yeah, it certainly can, and it can stay a while there. Mm-hmm. So that that. Speaking of cold weather, so we've last night we had I did an episode on TikTok. The clock is ticking, and I did it on side hustles. And so as soon as I came upstairs, what did I talk to you about? I don't know if you remember, but so we're talking about my trip down south this year.
Yes.
So I have planned all along, and I've been talking about it for 2 months. And I realized that we've got a lot of really good money making opportunities right now.
Yeah. And I think we have, how people have like that body dysmorphia or whatever. I think we have time dysmorphia.
Oh, sure.
We just for some reason we will sit down and we'll just like blah, 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 blah. We're going to do this and this and this and this and this. And then we realize, wait a minute. Yeah, we can't do that because there's only like a month and a half left. You know what I mean? So I think we have like really, really bad.
Thank you, Barrett. Good to have you.
There he is.
Barrett Bishop, my brother-in-law, my successful entrepreneurial brotherin-law, 3B.
So Snail Creek, we are zone 3B.
So that being said,
Yeah.
anyway, because we talked a lot about the importance of goal setting and making sure everything lines up with your goals. And so I realized I was planning 2 months in the States. I really only need a month there now. Becky said, why don't you go for a month from middle of September to the middle of October? And then why don't you go down for a month in the winter? And I thought, oh my God, how great does that sound?
But that's only if we're not doing snow this year, because we haven't heard back from.
Well, we have heard from them.
We have heard from them, but they're kind of like dragging a bit. So,
but it looks like probably March.
March. Yeah. Well, yeah, because March is end of
it gets
snow
a little
anyway.
Slow anyway, and
Barrett's here. Barrett, you and I can handle snow in March, can we not?
Well, I'll go down. Maybe
if we end up doing it, I'm sure Barrett can help.
Yeah, it might be middle of. So anyway, so I'm going to split it up instead of 2 months all at once. It's going to be a month around the 3 events. So Midwest Preparedness, Prepper Camp, and Self-Reliance Festival. And I still kind of have 2 weeks of free time in there to work on the land. Because I got thinking, I'm like, an extra month down there, I'm going to waste some of that time. I know I will. So this way I'll do it a month and then a month in March. And then I'll be down. So that's the other thing. I'll be down for the March Self-Reliance Festival.
Yes, and then to announce Tim's dad got his passport. So he's excited about going down. You know what I got thinking? We could probably maybe book him around the festivals. Maybe he could go to one of those with you. He might actually really like it.
That would be cool. Yeah, I would love that. I'll see what he thinks. He might. Yeah, that would give him something to do. I'd love for him to meet all my imaginary internet friends. So.
No, I think it might be good for him, and then we might be able to
put him at the merch table. Be like, here, Dad, you can sit here and talk to people.
Oh, geez, yeah, there you go.
He would love that. So it doesn't really change anything. It just means that we're going to move in. That we're just going to slide the months around a little bit. Yeah. That's all. So And Backwoods says, I'm not a real prepper yet. Don't have a reliable generator. Was getting dicey with the walk-in cooler. Dude, it's okay. We're just busting your balls, and you are. Whatever, you're making a step forward, that's all. So
actually, I don't know if they had it down the States, but Costco had a really good discount on their generators.
Oh yes,
on their Furman ones.
Yep, the Furman Tri-Fuel I think is $200 off right now.
Yeah, it was a really good
The reason
sale.
I noticed is because I was getting 1,700 views every 2 days on the damn video. So
they're having a really good sale right now. I don't know if it's down. I'm assuming it's every Costco, so it must.
Yeah, it's all the American ones for sure.
Yeah, so if you're looking, they're having a really good sale right now. And no, we are not sponsored by Costco.
No.
Just so you know.
Hey, no, I'm just kidding. We're working on another sponsor behind the scenes here. With the giveaway, and I can't say any more about it yet, but I'm stoked. I can't wait to get it.
But it's not Costco.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. But if Costco's listening.
It is an American backup power company, though, which is fucking exciting. I love that. So
everybody.
Yeah,
but everybody can tag Costco in this if they're listening. Like, we would love to support
Costco. So that'll YouTube will pick it up in the algorithms.
There you go.
So Kyle says, do you guys plan on adding to your food production? I'm pretty sure you guys said you have a garden. And I know you've raised pigs in the past, but it's something you look to ramp up or support other local producers. Yeah.
We don't have a garden this year.
No,
we haven't.
We really don't have much for...
No. Okay. To put it plainly, Alberta's growing season
sucks
ass. It's like the shortest season in the world. And you can't get anything to grow. I have tried so hard, because when we were out east, we had a huge garden. I would say it was
50 by 50.
50 by 50 feet. And it was huge. We had, one year we had so much stuff, we were giving away buckets of squash and cucumbers because we had too much.
We always did good out there.
But soon we came out here and we started, we couldn't get anything to grow in the ground.
Right.
So we did raised garden beds. Couldn't get anything to grow because my big thing is I like to grow squash because the girls love it and I like canning it and freezing it.
Squash does can good too.
I could not get one squash out of any of my plants. And then the 1 year, 2 years ago, I like to grow tomatoes because I make chili sauce.
Right.
And I planted 12 or 14 tomato plants. When we pulled them, they were over 6 feet high. And there was hardly any tomatoes on those plants. And since then, I just kind of gave up. We can't get anything to grow here. And it's frustrating.
So officially, guys, and this is bullshit, they say on average, our frost-free days in Edmonton, in the Edmonton area, is 123 days.
That's
it's
bullshit.
not. It's closer to 90, and that's the. I don't know anybody here who really plants their garden unless you have a greenhouse with it.
We had frost in June.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but usually June 1st to August 31st, so you get 90 days of growing time. That's it.
Just for the other night, it was 6 degrees.
Yeah.
And
so that's
my
6
flowers,
Celsius, which would be 40 Fahrenheit. 42.
Yeah, like my flowers at the daycare got zapped.
Yeah.
And they're all dying, and that was just the other day.
42.8, 43 degrees to get down to the other night. So.
Yeah, and that was just like that was last week.
Now, we're not making excuses. We just here's the thing.
I've tried.
Everybody has to put their energy into something. Mm-hmm. And for us, it's building a business, making money, backup power. So what do? We buy a half a cow from our local distributor. Even when we want to stock up on vegetables, we buy them from the Hutterites. But honestly, for us, it's keeping a well-stocked pantry and long-term food storage at the moment.
Well, and I know Amy and Barrett have a garden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I know they seem to have good luck with raspberries and strawberries, but it's a raised bed. But I'm not sure if they planted anything this year. And I think last year, his mom and dad had luck with carrots, I think. And there's something, he'll have to remind me. I can't remember what it was, but you can't get the abundance.
It's tough.
That you get when it's...
Is it doable? Sure, if you want to put a hell of a lot of work into it. Yeah. But for us, we're better off. We're happier investing in our economic returns and then turning that into, food, right?
They still look good. What still looks good?
I think the garden or the fruit or the berries.
The berries?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and just for example, this house next to us, it's empty. And they have a beautiful garden plot. Last year, they had it all tilled up and they planted it. They got nothing.
No.
Nothing grew in this plot. And I felt right bad because it's nothing. It was miserable.
Moon Bear is growing peppers, mint, and strawberries in Zone 8. So, and they say Zone 8 here. Does 8 stand for sun? Sun 8, everything you plant. Super dry and hot. Yeah. It's
plus
tough.
our rain has been bad the last 2 summers too.
Yeah.
We haven't had any rain.
I would say, here's the thing. If we do eventually move to an acreage,
I'm going to try again.
Yeah, we'll probably garden some, but I think for us it'll be chickens and eggs.
I love my chickens.
Oh, yeah. We'll do some of that kind of stuff, And
although chickens and stuff are going to be hard if you're only here for 6 months of the year, right?
So here's the thing: everybody's got to build the life they want to live, And we've gardened for many years. We've built skills. We know how to do it. We're just at a point in life where we're kind of cool making money and stashing things away, right? Barrett says our parents' place has lots of potatoes, onions, peas, carrots, corn, raspberries, blueberries, saskatoons, lettuce, spinach, beans, and pumpkins. Yeah. I don't know how they get pumpkins to grow. I'm impressed.
But their garden's really well established.
That's true,
right? We were starting from scratch again, but I think...
And again, we're in a small suburban plot, so...
But I think if you have a really, really good established ground and fertilizer and stuff...
We definitely could do it. But we just don't have the energy or the desire to, and that's where it's at.
No, I like to say I like my flower gardens and everything, but I'm the first one to admit. No, I plant perennial or what are they?
Perennials.
Perennials. Yep. They're no maintenance.
Your
plant
garden
them.
Looks great out front.
They come up every year. Mm-hmm. I just pull a couple weeds because I put about there's 2 feet of mulch there, so no weeds will come up, and then I just let them do their thing. I don't bother with it because I don't really have a green thumb when it comes to plants. So,
but you've done really good with your perennials. That front garden is gorgeous. We mulched the hell out of it, and but that's the key around here. Yeah. Beyond anything, like the wicking bed that we built, we mulched the top of that, but everything here because the air is so dry that it just sucks every bit of moisture out of the ground. Within an hour after it rains, it's pretty much dry. So
hydrangeas, lilacs, lilac bushes, hydrangeas, and then I've got those. I can't remember what hostas. They grow really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I have those coming up. And I noticed a rose bush coming up too.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
It's the best looking perennial garden you've ever had. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just. But I'm happy with the perennials, and and like they're low maintenance. I try the hanging baskets, and I manage to get
You've
a
done-
month out of them before they die on me. So I do try, though.
Mike says to buy from local meat producers. Small local farmers need support. And, you know, we do it. We've got the local guys. We did even better last year.
Yeah.
I did the snow removal for the local butcher shop, and I turned that into a side of beef.
Yeah, he traded us for a side of beef.
I think I had to put $200 into it with the side of beef, and it was a big side of beef. So we've got our big freezer out there that's 2/3 full of beef with all kinds of beautiful steaks. You know, we tried the other day. It was minute steaks.
I didn't have any. The
And
dogs ate them.
They turned out really good, though. I ate 2 or 3 of them with some like a gravy sauce or whatever, and man, they were good. Yeah. Backwoods says, I completely get it. It's also tough raising livestock in cold weather. Over half the year, you're feeding it to keep weight on to deal with the cold.
I don't miss feeding the chickens in the middle of the winter, trucking through 4 or 5 feet of snow.
Yeah,
I don't miss that
was tough,
at all. And then you feel really bad for them because, like, if the heat lamp dies and one of them freezes to death or something, then you feel like you let them down, right? And but I don't miss that at all.
Mm-mm. So this is a really good question. If you guys got other ones, throw them out. We got lots of talking points tonight, but this is the last of the questions. Carrie says, I'd be interested to hear how y'all mitigate conflict and keep good communication going in your relationship. He says, if that's too personal, disregard. So this is where Becky's smart ass comes out.
Did you ever read the meme I shared earlier about you?
What was that one again?
The one about your mother. Oh yeah.
Oh, it said
I post passive aggressive memes all day and I tag him in them.
Not just me, everybody.
No, but
it said something along the lines of, what did it said? If your wife's acting up, or if your wife not.
No, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Hang on.
So yeah,
it was a really good one. It was a good one. It says, husbands, if your wife does something wrong, just explain to her how your mom did it. She will appreciate your advice and strive to do it as she did.
So, okay. Mike says, Becky boss done. There is some truth. I mean, okay, here's the deal. I think, first off, when you first get together, communication doesn't happen overnight. We used to know how to, you were really good at pushing buttons when we were first married.
Yeah, but I grew up with that.
You did, yeah. No, and it's not a bad, I mean, it is what it is. We grew up. We grew up in different areas. So
and how it works with Tim is that he wears his emotions on his sleeve. So when you wear the emotions on, you're a lot better then. But when you first meet somebody, and the way I was when we first met, is that you kind of prey on that, right?
Sure.
So
you see it and you're like, oh.
You see it as soon as you see the emotion on the sleeve. I was like, oh, well, that's the button I can push all the time. And then you're just pushing. But honestly, I don't think you and I have ever really had. I think we've had like maybe one really.
There's been a couple
really
of
big
times,
argument,
yeah.
but usually it ends up with basically both of us telling each other to fuck off, and then we walk away, and then like 5 minutes later we're fine. Mm-hmm. So it's like, but honestly, I don't know, we don't really fight per se. Like,
I would say a few things to start with is, I remember that one time when we were first married, and you called me from work or something, and
I found that button.
I don't know what the button was, but what did I throw? Was it a mason jar?
Mason jar.
I threw a mason jar across the room, and it smashed against the wall in the pantry.
Then you were mad because you had to clean it up.
I was so mad.
But you know what though? He cleaned it up before I got home.
So that kind of shit happened at first, but
yeah,
we started early on talking. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, we're not perfect by any means, but you know, when we do our best talking or our best bitching is on long trips.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you turn the truck on and we start heading out to Lloyd, we just talk and discuss and figure things out, because we do a lot of traveling, of course. Yeah.
Actually, what helps with communication is trust.
Sure.
Like right from the get-go, if you don't have the trust, then you can't have the communication. Because if you're always hiding something, mm-hmm. or always fibbing about something or trying to dance around something, you don't have that trust.
Right.
So then you don't have proper communication either. So it's like, like we always had we got the joint bank account.
Yep.
And everything.
And
like,
we set up, remember early on, we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
when we were first married, I said the number, I think it was $10, wasn't it? Or was it $20?
When we first got married, I think it was 10.
10, yeah.
Yeah.
The principle's there. It's just hard as the years go on. The actual specifics.
Well, back in
fuzzy.
those days, 10 days was a lot. $10 was a lot of money.
I think we said it was 10, right? I think
It was 10,
So
yeah.
we set a limit that if we were ever going to spend more than $10, we had to run it by the other person.
Yep.
And also wanting the other person's, best and well-being helps too. Like I remember when you had some stuff in Ontario, you had to drive out there, and it was expensive, but we made it work. I stayed home with the kids and the dogs and the cat, and we only had one cat get hit by a truck that time while she was gone, so that helped.
Ended up getting his jaw wired and everything. And just so everyone knows, we called him Dryer going forward because it was money that I was saving up to buy a new dryer, and we used that to get his jaw wired. So he had the nickname of Dryer.
It was $400 for the dryer, and I'll always remember this. It was $394 it was $391, and it was $3 for the cone, I think it was, for poor Jordan. So it was every bit we had saved up for the dryer.
Yeah, so he was Dryer from that day forward. but it's the whole
Here's the other thing. Sometimes we know we need to talk about something, and we certain people in the room just won't talk about it, so then we have to then I just the other person has to pry.
But we're getting to that point now where you can you pick up on my energy.
Oh sure, I can feel it. If I walk into the room, it's like somebody turned the temperature down like 12 degrees. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, but it's honestly just
but it's talking. It's we've always been and it might have helped. I mean, things get kind of rough when, not rough, but they were stressful when we were really, really struggling financially, it was, but we always talked about it. We always said, how do we figure this out? You were the solver and I was the discusser.
Well, and it's stressful too when you're dealing with kids that, Mac's a good kid, but he was a handful too. And that put a lot of stress on us. And then it was, just everything. Like you just try not to, honestly, I think that's what it is. It's just like conflict is one of those things where you can't avoid it.
Sure.
Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty rare. Like I said, I bet we've only had one or two quote unquote fight. We really never do
and
fight.
How long we've been married? What?
I don't know, a few years.
18 years?
Yeah, it's getting close.
Like
we're coming on 20 years before too much longer.
Yeah.
So, and you've put up with me, but I will say, I told somebody the other day that the good quote, I forget what it was exactly. Oh, I was joking. So Rod and Cheryl, the local owners of the Home Hardware, believe their anniversary was 47. There was 47th anniversary the other day. And I looked at Rod and I said, she hasn't got tired of you yet? And he cracked up. He said, no. He said, it's too much work to switch. And I go, I know. Becky always tells me, or tells other people, you think you come out of a box like that?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it goes both
ways, that's
right?
what I tell all our daughters. Like when they're like, oh, well, we want to find somebody like that. And I just look right at them. I'm like, do you think he came out of a box like this? No. This is 18 years of work. This is not something that just happens overnight, okay?
But it's 18 years of work on both of us,
It is, but no, like I joke with them. I'm like, do you think he came out of a box knowing to put his socks in the laundry or throwing his dirty laundry in the hamper or picking up his towels or putting his dishes in the dishwasher? He doesn't come out of a box like that.
There was there was a Bible verse from years ago that I remember from college, and there was a book named it, and it was Iron Sharpens Iron. And what I look at it is when the two of you come together, you're like two rocks in a tumbler, right? And you keep bumping up against those sharp edges. But over time, each time you bump up against some sharp edges, they kind of round off and you kind of complement each other more and more, you know? And once we get to the point where we've figured out what those rough edges were and we've worn them off, we don't need them anymore. And those rough edges come from rolling down a hill or getting broken as you're younger. You know what I mean? And so as you get married, there's this safe space, protection, the rock tumbler where we're in there and everything gets smoothed up. And that's what happens, because when you bump into each other now, you just kind of brush off and You know, she grabs my butt and tells me how sexy I am, and then I tell her to shut up. No, I'm just kidding. We it's just what we do, right?
Well, and that's the thing. And like, and if something's getting out of control, or like, you know, like you feel like you're kind of gonna snap at each other, it's kind of like, you know, will you just fuck off, or like shut up, you know?
We don't let it escalate anymore.
No,
we rarely ever did, but we just early on we just let it would fester a little longer, and then we realized, you know what, it's stupid. Why even bother? So then we just kind of talk about it, right?
And what's the one rule we never go to bed angry?
Never, yeah. Dave Thomas, was that his name? Dave something from back east where I grew up. When we got engaged, I was just getting ready to go on my vacation for us to have our marriage, and he looked at me and says, Tim, the one piece of advice I can give you is never go to bed angry.
Yep.
And he was right. We've lived by that, you know? Never go to bed angry and never make big purchases without talking to the other person. Yep. And yeah, I want to go through some of these comments here. Backwoods says we have a sliding scale. 1 is I could care less, and 10 is that's pretty damn important. And if we're fighting about something in the middle, whoever's number's higher, it wins.
It's always her number.
Yep, sure.
Guaranteed.
But that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Nate says, Aaron and I don't fight either. It's not worth our time. We have disagreements, but work them out if needed. We hit 13 years this year. Lucky 13. I'm sure I've done a few things to piss her off. I probably did something today to piss you off. Who knows? But you know what? That's the other thing. Don't let it bother you, right?
No, well, and that's the thing. And that's the difference between fighting and arguments too, right? Like, arguments are just one of those things that you just kind of, okay, well, whatever. And you move on. Where, like, but if you're in a relationship where you're like hardcore fighting every day, then you need to step back because there's something wrong.
You got to look at what's going on. Either, I mean, it's either counseling or divorce.
Yeah,
and
because
either one's a viable option. I hate to say it.
That's not healthy for your mental health. It's not healthy for if you've got kids involved. Like, that's just not good, right?
I like this here at One Step Closer. It says, I found that the key to a happy marriage is to give your spouse the grace you'd like from them. Worked so far for 20 years. Something I try to remind myself quite often is when you ask me to do something and I'm going to bitch about it, I'm like, no, hey, I think in my head, I'm the luckiest man in the world because you are the craziest woman to support me for some of the, you know, I joke, but at 38, I come to you and said, hey, hon, I want to be a YouTuber. And you're like, go for it. And every time I come to you with one of my harebrained Scooby-Doo ideas, all you ever do is say, go for it, honey, as long as you buy me a house. But no, I do. I try to remember because the things that she asked me to do are so trivial. There's no reason for me to get bent out of shape over stupid little things. And so I remind myself, this is the woman who said, yeah, if you want, go to the States for a month or two. I'll hold down the fort. You know, go and do your speaking. Go and build your brand. Go and do your thing because I love you. And at the same time, you know, I support you by you go to work and do the crazy stuff at the daycare all the time. And
well, and I get, you know, so and then I call you about 15 times during the day. I need you to come do this. I need you to come do that.
And I do my best, you know, when I'm.
That's all you can do, right? Like,
and that's it. And I like that a lot. One Step said it's give your spouse the grace you'd like from them. And to be honest, that's probably a good way to live life in general. Because when you.
Well, then that applies to people too, right? You know, you always tell your kids you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Sure, yeah.
And that's what I always tell the kids.
Unless
like,
they're a dick and then you punch them square in the fucking nose.
Well, no, that's what I tell the kids too. Like, if you're going to walk around and treat people like an asshole, they're going to treat you like an asshole.
Yep.
And you know what? You have it coming. Because you can't go around treating people like that. So
20 live streamers. Good to have you, folks. Don't forget to hit the like button. Share and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, though. 20 live viewers. I love that. Every time you're on here, it's a pretty face, you know? I come on and they're like, I'll wait for the podcast. So I don't have to look at him. Friday nights, everybody comes on to see you. So.
I love a spirited
wife. Yes, that's a good way of putting it, Mike. I like that.
I'm very spirited.
Yeah. Yeah, less than you were years ago.
No, but I can be.
Sure you can. Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Especially if you're having like a rough day or something, then I get extra spirits in me.
extra spirit, and you don't even drink spirit. So.
No, but it all depends. Like today, you know, it's just, but it's you know, but like it's nothing personal.
No,
it's just because I have to vent. So,
but we're each other's sounding boards. We're each other's counselors. We're each other's everything. You know, you just chat. That's all there is to it. And I think the Amy says she brings the spicy. I agree. But I think for us, it's, Rachel says, I get stuck on the can't fix stupid. The public is tough. Yeah, you're not wrong, Rachel.
It is.
Yep.
It is tough, but I find like I'm trying to teach the kids, like, because like you go to, well, Olivia said the other day that she went to Shoppers Drug Mart to mail me Charlotte's bathing suit that she had forgot.
Okay.
And the post office worker there was a man that was in front of her that was from Nigeria. And he didn't speak very good English. And he was trying to do like a money transfer or something. And the lady at the post office basically brushed him right off and would not help him at all. And
just gonna put it, he didn't say he was a Nigerian prince, did he?
No,
okay.
No. But like brushed him off, wouldn't help him, because kept saying that she couldn't understand him. Was just really, really rude, right?
Sure.
And I find that, but like but I'm trying to teach the kids that you have to treat everybody with respect, like even if they are, retail workers or whatever, because like you want them to be able to, you want them to respect you. And obviously this woman was not respecting at all. But you know what Olivia said? The guy stood there and she was so rude and he was so polite right back to her. And even when he left, she would not help him. And when he left, he told her to have a nice day. And you know what I mean? Like that right there, you can see what's wrong with that situation.
I've been known to call people out on that, and you've seen me do it before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's both and. So it's if it's a dickhole customer, I'll be like, oh, you must be having a great day, aren't you?
Yeah.
And if it's an employee, I'll call them out too, because the best thing in the world is to call people out on their bullshit, because it breaks them out of whatever it is, and they don't like to hear it, but when you admit it and you say it out loud, sometimes it shocks them. Like, oh my God, I never thought of that.
Yeah, but like, you just treat people like how you want to be treated. But if you're going to walk around with a big old chip on your shoulder and treat people like assholes, you got it coming to you.
Absolutely.
Like you don't deserve their respect, and they don't deserve to treat you any different. So,
not even a bit.
Right, and that's I don't know. It's the way I look at it.
So and if you got more questions, throw them out. But we got other things we were going to chat about. But after many, many, many months of you twisting my arm and telling me I need to, I officially, on July 1st, basically, gave up the last of my bank properties.
Yes,
so
finally.
Okay. It was tough, because that was something that that built our business a bit. But you were always telling me, honey, the stress you get from that for the little bit of money we make from it is not worth it.
But it was getting out of control.
Sure. Now, here's the thing, and I don't want to, you guys got to understand this. I'm not saying this to turn people off from doing this work, because it was awesome to build our business with. But once we got to the point where everything else was bigger, that was kind of small potatoes.
Well, and put it in perspective too. Like we were getting phone calls about going to do it. They call it a drive-by. You're just driving by to see if anybody's living in this house. But we were expected to drive almost an hour to Hardesty.
It was an hour each way.
An hour there and an hour back for $20.
Say 2 hours of our time.
For $20.
Including an hour and a half roughly worth of driving.
Yeah.
So
for $20.
Now, here's the thing. They always say, well, you'll make it up on the big jobs afterwards. But
no, we haven't had a big job in almost a year.
Yeah. So what we found was, I'm not telling you this to tell you that it's not worth it, because it can be worth it for some people.
Absolutely.
And I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, especially as a side hustle. It's great. So the first company I gave up with, I didn't like them at all. That was the new one I took on from Ontario. They didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And the biggest problem is that I was consistently sending in reports to them that they would re-request on multiple occasions, because they had
and we haven't got paid for them in months. We haven't been paid from them.
Yeah, so they're done.
So
I didn't help them out finding a replacement, but a local girl took it over, and it's great for her. It's one.
Well, she was complaining about it the other day.
Oh yeah, she's already been complaining about it. But I'm like, whatever. Anyway, but so this is the idea, and this is the weird part. But building your life to what you want, you've got to get rid of some of the things on the sides, right?
Well, and the problem is the one that we dropped is we were with them for so long that I kind of found the last year she was taking advantage.
Sure.
Because you don't.
Again, I'm nice, so I tried to quit a couple of times. And
but like the problem is, so you don't ever want to say no, because you don't know if it's going to turn into something bigger.
Right.
Right. So like if you say no and you're like, oh man, did I just turn down like a $10,000 job? But the problem is, though, it was the constant, you do this, you do this, you do this, and I'll give you this, and I'll give you this, and but the I'll give yous never came.
And then the bigger jobs started getting nickel and dime to fair bit.
Well, but then she started giving them to other people.
Sure.
So
and I was okay with that.
We're done.
This was a long time coming.
It was.
It took me probably 6 to 9 months longer than I should have. But you know what? The cool thing is the young guy that fills in for me when I leave.
Oh, it'd be perfect for him.
And they're taking it over. So they've got it all. It's now their part of their thing. They're excited because she's young and pregnant, so she wants something she can do to make money while they're, and it's awesome.
Well, and it'll be perfect for her to do on mat leave too.
Sure it will.
Right? Like,
yeah. And it's a great stepping stone to teach you, to get you some experience and to make some money when you're first starting out, for sure.
Well, that, and I don't know, it just got frustrating after a while. And there's
we've been building toward that though. And it took me a while to listen to you. So yeah, because the big property management has been the biggest thing, right?
Well, when I said for you to pull the plug was about, what was that, last August? When she had you going to Lloyd like every 2 weeks and she was only paying you like $40.
Yeah.
And like that's another 2.5 hour round trip for $40. Like that didn't even cover the fuel.
So here's a funny thing.
Then I'm like, no, we gotta no. So we dropped Lloyd.
Yeah.
But then she's threw in Hardesty, which is the same distance, for $20.
I got a call yesterday from the lady who runs the condos up in Lloyd.
Okay.
They all sold, and she's like, "Hey, can you come take your lockbox off?" And I'm like, "Not my lockbox."
Nope.
She's like, anyway, it's been how many months? 6 months since we gave that up. I don't think she ever found somebody to replace me up there.
Nope.
So anyway, doesn't matter. But it was a big step. It was a hard step. It sucks. It doesn't suck, but it's weird when you give up a little bit of income.
Yeah.
Especially.
What was your last invoice with her?
Less than $100.
Yeah.
So I know. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just your first customers, right?
I know, but like I said, though, it got to the point where I think she was taking more advantage of us.
Yeah.
So, and because like how it worked is that it was billed through her, and then she was billing an amount, and I think she just kept upping her cut.
Sure. So, I get it. And you know what?
Yeah.
It made for fun stories. It made for some good content. I've got some great memories from it.
Well, I hope she doesn't do the same thing to
No. And the biggest thing for me was that it wasn't giving us the flexibility we needed, because almost every time we'd leave town, there'd be a call of something. For that,
well, and then when if you did tell her you were leaving town, she'd lay an egg, right?
Yeah.
So
And here's the last one.
But you're not our employer, right?
So I went over to check on the property we were looking after here in town, and it had been sold. I went to go do an inspection and do them all. Completely sold. Nobody told me. It was that type of thing. So this isn't a bitch fest. It's just hey.
No, I'm just saying.
We moved on
but
from
but it's good advice for people if they want to get into it. Try to avoid companies like that.
Yeah, or
if you find you're being taken advantage of,
call them out on it.
Call them out on it and drop them.
Yeah,
because it's not worth it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth the stress.
I think over time I have realized my favorite thing to do is property management for landlords, because the reason I like it is there's flexibility in the time, but you get to treat it like a business, just like they treat it like a business. And that's the best part of it. I love it. It's fun. Every day I go over to that 12 unit, and I was telling Ruben that the other day when we were talking. I said, I smile every time I come to this stupid building. Like, it's just fun to work on, Well,
and that's the thing though, is that like you're running it for him. So he's not breathing down your neck telling you you're not doing something, or, like it's not up to par or anything like that, because it is, right? But like when you have somebody like that, you just can't make
it's wonderful.
Happy.
And when
right?
I went by today and the dumpster.
Not Ruben.
No, Ruben's awesome.
Yeah.
But I went by today and the dumpster lids were open. I don't know if the wind got them, or if maybe when the garbage truck came.
Oh, maybe.
Of course, nobody ever thinks to close them, so I stop in and do it. That's just the things I like to do, And we had a little bit of a flood, so I had to go clean it up. And the other day when that nasty rain comes, so now I've got a company coming to extend the downspouts for us. Real nice, heavy duty ones, but it's just cool. Like property management, I love it. You're going to take the good with the bad when you start, and then what you want to do is you want to work toward that pyramid. L2 survive. Great to see you, brother. Always love to see you. You're going to work toward the things that make you the most money and require the least commitment, and the things you love, right? And
with property management too, like Nick's a good kid.
Oh yeah.
So like we trust him so that we hire him to take care of it while we're gone, and that relieves that stress.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the key, is having a good person. Once I
Yeah.
found a good person, it's made life a lot easier for us.
Well, and Mac's a good help too.
Oh sure, but he works a lot.
But he works a lot, and it's just, and I know Gracie would do it, but Gracie works a lot too,
Yeah.
right? So it's like we didn't want to put extra
and you don't
on their
want
plate.
to.
So
The thing I like about having somebody you pay as opposed to relying on the good faith of your family is you don't want to take advantage of people. The family always tells us, yes, I'll help you, but I always feel bad when we do it, so.
Well, and we always pay everybody, that's fine, but it's just and I don't mind paying them, but like everybody,
Everybody's busy.
Everyone's busy.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just, and you don't want to put extra stress on everybody else.
No. So I went over and mixed up a bunch of concrete today, which I think it worked good. I don't know. It's not great, but it's okay. It took 3 wheelbarrow loads. So guys, this is the property management thing. The side steps have been gradually falling apart for a while. And I went over the other day and I realized it finally let go underneath the mat. So I'm like, something doesn't look right. I take the mat off, and a chunk of concrete as big as my big melon completely come out of the stairs. And the best part was that when they were built, they just threw any and all junk they could under there and just kind of built the cement frame around it. Oh. So I spent quite a bit of time mixing up cement today. If I can get 2 or 3 years out of my patch job, I'll be happy. And then we'll figure it out from there, because demolishing, that's the right word, right? Mm-hmm. Demolishing a great big set of cement steps right there is going to be an expensive job, and they have to be replaced. So we'll figure it out. But for now,
you could just go over it with wood, though.
I may do that. I may just do a frame with pressure treated. It's just making sure I don't end up in the sidewalk is the only thing, right? Because it's really tight there. But so it was fun. I haven't done concrete in a long time. But this is the one I wanted to share, you guys. This is a repairedness thing. This one right here, huh? So we were away the other day. Oh,
Jesus. I gave him shit yesterday about that, too.
So, guys, you might know, I learned a few things about Central Air the other day. And I've always known about it. And we would, a couple of things. If the kids would leave a door open and our Central Air would run too hard for too long, it would freeze up and you'd see a little bit of snow and stuff on the outside. And if they did this for too long, the line would freeze a little bit, or at least it would get condensation and ice on it. So what we would do typically is we would turn off the AC for the night, suffer through a warm night, and by the morning, all that stuff would thaw out. Then we turned it on and it would work good. Well, and if you don't know about this, I learned something really new. So I came home the other day and it was way warmer than it was supposed to be. And
let's explain why.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to that. Don't worry. So I put my hand on the register and we're not getting any air through. And I thought, that's weird, because I just changed the filter, right? Filter was good. I pull the filter out. We're still not getting any air through the blower. I'm like, what's going on? Belt, everything's spinning, running. So back up a few days. Our oldest, our son, stayed at our house. So, hey, Tracy Lynn.
25.
Yeah, 25.
25,
Stayed at our house to look after our dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which we appreciate.
Yes.
So, but he has been warned.
I need to do this in Celsius because I can't convert it as we go. So you guys can figure it out as we go. But we normally keep the house around 18 Celsius, 18 to 19 degrees, which is on the cool side to begin with.
Yes.
So
especially lately, because it's been like 30 degrees and stuff.
But everybody knows with a good central air system, you have to keep it there. You can't turn it off, turn it up, turn it off, turn it up. So we come home. I didn't even know our thermostat could go this low. He had the fucking thing down to 14 degrees Celsius. 13, which is like not much warmer than the inside of a fridge would be. Here's the deal. A central air unit can't keep a house to that temperature. I didn't think I'd need to lock it out for my goddamn 26-year-old son. So he had it down to 13 and nothing was working. We didn't get any air out. So I thought, okay. So we left it off for the night.
Yeah, because we don't know how long he had it on 13 for, right?
So 2 or 3 days go by and the house is still struggling to warm up or cool down. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So finally I said, I got to call. And this is also a really good thing for having relationships with your local HVAC people, all of those, right? So I said, I got to call them in. This is going to cost money. Something's busted. So, okay. I'd never opened up the air chamber above the furnace before. I didn't think I needed to. So I call my local HVAC place. I'm like, you guys got to come over. I said, I'm not getting any air out of the HVAC at all. And I've done all the troubleshooting I can do and I can't figure it out. She goes, it's probably froze off. And I'm like, well, normally, yeah, I get it. But I said, we had it unplugged for ages and the line and everything thawed out. She goes, no. She goes, inside the chamber. She goes, that's why you're not getting any air. She goes, if you can open it up. So where they installed it, they left a hole in the plenum where they covered it over with aluminum tape. So I open it up. I don't know what I expected. I'm not sure what I thought would be in there. I thought maybe a few copper coils or something. There's an entire, it looks like a radiator off of a car. So it goes in front of the blower chamber. It's just like an air conditioner radiator, right? Okay. So everything, so that copper tubing comes in and it runs through that into all those fins, right? And it sucks the air through. I look in there and there's a goddamn inch of ice on that entire thing. So L2 Survive says, yes, take a hairdryer to it. So here's where my learning process come in. And this is why I love learning this stuff. We always would just turn it off at night when it would freeze up. Because for us, it was just, we did it for an hour or two. We screwed up. We let the lines thaw out and we were good. Well, here's the thing. Mackenzie created an entire friggin' cooler inside the furnace. So no matter how long we'd leave it off, it was in this self-contained block of ice that was probably never going to melt. So Terry, the wonderful lady there, she's like, I can send somebody over, but this is what you need to do. She said, it's going to suck. She said,
because it was like 28 degrees.
28 Celsius. She said, open all your windows, crank your heat up. She said, let it run for 10 or 15 minutes. Watch your drain valve on your furnace. And sure enough, I open it up. I look in there. And like I said, there's an inch of ice on that. Turn the heat on. So, of course, the heat chamber, right? What is frozen. It can't stay frozen. And after about 10 minutes, the water starts gushing out of the line. And after about 20 minutes, everything was dry, unthawed. I looked in there and we were perfect. And it's been working great ever since.
Although you did say it was pretty hot today.
The kids left the door open. I already checked. There's nothing frozen. They just left the door. It was only a degree or two. So if you ever run into a problem where your house isn't cooling down and you're not getting any air coming out of your plenum or your heat vents or whatever, first thing you check, of course, is your filter. And if that's not plugged up, guess what happened? The radiator style thing that's right in there froze over with a block. So it is how crazy is that, eh?
Yeah, so he's supposed to stay with the dogs this weekend. And I told him, I told him last night, I said, so help me, if you touch that thermostat, I am going to break both your arms when I get home, and you will have no use of them for at least.
So we're going to leave it on 18 and a half, and it needs to stay there the whole time we're gone.
No, I told him he is not to touch it.
I've never seen that. I tried to get good video of it for you guys because it cracked me up because I learned something new, right? Yeah. But the video wasn't great. It sounds like it's in a wind chamber because I'm filming inside of the air chamber.
Well, and I did tell him too that if he breaks it, that he's fixing it. He's replacing it too. Yeah. And it's like, you won't have the money to replace it. So I just told him, if you're staying here, don't touch it.
Just want to shout out to Ed Celio. Good to have you. I said, glad I caught alive. It's my excuse to quit digging up a big old tree stump. You know what you do? Just going to tell you. You start a fire on it, put a barrel over it.
Oh, well, we
can let it burn all day.
Well, we can talk about fires.
What, fire?
Yeah, the little garden bed outside that has the comfrey in it. If Chris is in here, once the ban gets lifted, we're having a controlled burn in the backyard. I'm burning all that comfrey. just so you know, I'm willing to sacrifice the raspberry and blueberry plants.
I love you.
It's going. I don't even care. It's like 5 feet high.
So, went to Montana last week, right?
Oh, yes. Tell them about your stupid story.
And it wasn't anything. I checked the website and everything was fine.
You were so mad.
I was mad. So, I drove from Edmonton. We went down to what is the town that we stayed in? Great Falls.
Great Falls.
Stayed in Great Falls for a couple of nights and then came back up Monday morning. The plan was to ship everybody's silver and everything out because that's the first day the post office would be open, and to pick up all my parcels at our holding facility that we deal with. So I go to the post office. I get everything shipped. The dude takes way longer than he needs to, but whatever. I go to my holding facility. They decided to take a 4-day weekend, and they were closed on the Monday before July 4th. So I drove 14 hours.
And there's nowhere to stay in Sweetgrass.
No, it's a podunk town. And the thing was, even if I turned around and drove the hour and a half back to Great Falls, I would have had to spend 2 more nights there because they were closed the next day too.
Yep.
So instead, we're dropping the girls off in Edmonton tomorrow.
Damn Americans and their 4th of July.
Yep. So anyhow, we're taking another very whirlwind trip Monday.
Yes.
Sunday night, Monday. We'll be home Monday night just to pick up all our parcels and stuff. Just because it's fun. We like to take our road trip,
we're staying over Saturday night, and then Sunday we're going to be staying in Lethbridge. And then we'll go to Sweetgrass and just book it back. Yeah.
Is Canada still on fire, hun?
I think it is. There was smoke this morning, and
they said we've broke all kinds of records.
Yeah, I don't know where the fires are now. I don't really pay attention. All I know is when I get up in the morning, I have a headache, and you go out and you can smell. It smells like a campfire.
It's the strangest thing because she wakes up next to me every day and she tells me she has a headache.
Wake up with
that's the communication. You need to communicate.
No, you're the pain in the ass.
That's true. Also true.
No, it's actually pretty smoky this morning, but I think it kind of calmed down this afternoon.
Yeah. I got outside and started moving around, and the hot air kind of blew it away. But Ed says I'm getting there. 2 more routes to cut so I can get all the way around the stump. Man, stumps are a pain in the ass, aren't they?
Yeah, you've got one to dig up at the daycare.
Oh, L2 survive. I'm on a double. My break is over. I'll catch a show in a couple of days. Appreciate you stopping in, and have fun at work and stay safe tonight. I always appreciate you, man. We'll meet up again sometime. But we watched a couple of movies this week. What did we watch?
Yeah,
one of my favorite, honestly, probably my favorite horror movie of the year so far.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead. We watched that for a second time.
Yeah,
although. I think that's better than Megan, isn't it? They both come out this year.
Oh yeah, way better than Megan.
But Megan would have been so much better.
I was homesick on.
Yeah, actually, that was really cool.
Yeah, I was homesick on Thursday.
Not that you were sick.
No, I had that stomach virus, and I was homesick there, and I was just sitting on the couch, and both the girls are just hanging around. Oh, the girls fly out on Saturday.
Tomorrow night.
They're going to Nana and Papa's for 3 weeks. So they're just hanging around. They were kind of bored, and I said, "Hey guys, you want to watch a movie?" And they're like, "Sure." And I'm like, "Okay, but I get to pick." And then I threw on Evil Dead Rise. It's so like
such a good movie.
It was really, really good. And the girls are into horror movies. Oh, yeah. They don't like the gory stuff, but they thought it was great.
But again, here's the cool thing. This is what I love. Building the life we want to live. This is the thing we do. So I spent the morning getting all that shit done at the rental yesterday. I shampooed the carpet. What else? Shampooed the carpet, fixed the dryer, dealt with the mouse problem, changed out the locks. So I come home at lunchtime, take a quick break, and I'm like, I'm going to go back out and do the cement. And Mama there, she's like, me and the girls are going to watch Evil Dead Rise. And I think you might have said, do you want to watch it with us?
I said, yeah, you want to watch it with us? And you're like, no, I got to go back out and do the cement and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I said, the girls and I are still watching it.
And 5 minutes later, I'm like, I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
I get to do what I want. So guess what? We sat down and we watched Evil Dead Rise on a Thursday afternoon because I could. And then I took Alice to the food truck.
Yeah.
So it was cool. That's the beauty of it. And so guess what?
Well,
today I did the cement work.
They've been quoting that movie. Charlotte called Alice
do I even want to hear it?
Titty sucking parasite.
Yes, that was good. Yeah. So if you're into horror, it's a really good film.
It is really good. It's really gory.
Sure, but it's funny gory.
But it's funny, and some of the quotes from it are so funny.
It's probably
it's
the
a good
best
movie.
written horror film I've seen in years.
And it's got I don't know her name, but she played the second wife to Ragnar in the Vikings show. And she does really good.
Oh yeah, they were all good.
She's really good in it.
Even the kids weren't bad, to be honest.
Not bad. No, it actually is a really good movie if you don't mind horrors.
Oh, Tracy loved those movies. Yes, you would. So I forgot.
And there is a lot of homages to Bruce Campbell in it too, right?
Tons.
So
there's one scene, not about Bruce Campbell, but I mean one stolen right out of The Shining, which was awesome.
Yeah, you don't want to give it away.
No,
right?
I won't. I'm not going to give any.
But who doesn't love Bruce Campbell?
Yes.
Right. But there's a lot of homages to him,
oh, yeah.
and it's just. I don't know, and even the way how she does that "come get some," that's Bruce's line, right?
Yes.
So it's just, and I think he says that in pretty much all his movies.
This was the way to make a legacy sequel or a new sequel with new actors going forward. This was the way to do it because she was the sister. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. The sister was a strong female character.
She was
a female character, but she was a really well-written one because she was also vulnerable and a bit broken, but she came together and had strength. She reminded me again of the ones that we think of, like Linda Hamilton in Terminator, you know, Connor there, Sarah Connor, those type of, you know, the traditional strong female characters, not the new ones. They drive me crazy. Like in Star Wars, strong woman, hear me roar. They
didn't do that movie right, but it was Disney.
Those characters remind me of
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, but okay, I don't even know how to put it. But back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, they would always have a black character that they called the mystical, you know, black person, except they use a different name for it. And basically they just showed up and they were magical, right? And that's what the strong female character in most Disney and Marvel movies are right now. They just show up and they know everything without, there's no kink in their armor, chink in their armor, whatever it is, you know. Yep. They just, they're perfect and they're assholes, and you know, they don't have to overcome anything. And this movie was awesome because she rocked it out, and at the end you're just cheering for her, and she has a weapon she walks away with at the end, and you're just, that's how you write a character every single time.
And of course, poor Bruce Campbell, like he's getting up there, right? Yeah. So I would love to see him in another Evil Dead movie, though.
Me too.
Not that ridiculous TV show, like an actual.
But that was good. Ash vs. Evil Dead was good.
It got tiresome and repetitive, but like, no, I wish he would do an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
Like as his character from Evil Dead. And like, I really would, like, maybe if they do another one, like, I'd love to see him come back. But I don't know, maybe he's getting too old for it. I don't know.
I'm going to put it out there. The last Evil Dead movie was really good. The one from like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
it was really gory. Like super gory.
It wasn't as good as this one, though.
But it didn't feel like an Evil Dead movie, did it? It felt like... You know what it reminded me of? Cabin in the Woods. Yeah.
Like a teenage...
But it was just, there was very little humor in it. It was just horror for horror's sake. This movie channeled the Bruce Campbell spirit. You know,
and that's why I hope I hope he'll do another one. I really do.
But it was funny. It was over the top gory. There was bugs. There was vomit. There was blood. There was a cheese grater to a thigh or to a calf.
Oh yeah, it was just awesome.
Everything was. It was what you wanted. It was characters making stupid decisions because that's what characters do. You know, there's a wonderful point of view shot that homages the old, the original.
Yeah.
It was just it was fun. And something that's really rare today in films, especially like popcorn fare, you know, is the writing. So, and I'm no expert on screenwriting. I'm not. But I've learned a lot from watching other people talk about it, right? And one of the biggest things that piss people off, whether they realize it or not, is when they set something up in a script and then it doesn't pay off. Yeah. Like they pay attention to something, and okay, there's a pair of scissors in this movie, and I'm not going to ruin it, but what I'm going to tell you is, early on, she talks to the daughter. She's like, "Do you have my scissors?" And she's like, "Boom!" And she throws them across the floor and says, "No." That could have just been a throwaway line, and in a lot of movies, that's where it would have ended. But those scissors pay off later on. Everything that's set up in Act 1 pays off in Act 2 and Act 3. And that's the sign of a good... And any what's the word for it? When you... any of your objections to the plot, they're tied up in the end, right? Anything that you think's a loophole, they fill it, don't they?
Well, and of course, anybody who's heard me talk about movies, like, I am not a huge fan of child actors.
No.
At all. But... I found that they weren't afraid to kill them.
Yeah,
in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, and like, because like,
kill a kid.
Well, no, but
you're right.
But like, usually they don't, because you know what I mean. Like, but of course,
I'm not going to tell you who gets killed.
No, but I think Sinister kind of broke that a little bit, and of course, Insidious, like Tracy said, like I love the first Insidious movie was good, but like I find, but they weren't afraid to turn this child into a demon. You know what I mean? But like, it's so funny though, because when the kid's talking, it's a demon voice, but talking with child words.
Yeah.
Like something like, I'm eating it to get rid of the bugs in my tum-tum.
Yeah, but
you know, but it's like child words, but in a demon voice, right? And they weren't afraid to do that. And that makes it even better, right? Like there were still a couple times when you're watching, you're like, oh, fucking kids, you know?
Of course, there's one scene that I won't ruin, but where the kid does something really stupid. And
and then you're just like, oh, here we go.
But here's the thing.
But
a kid would probably do that in real life, you know?
My kids wouldn't.
No, but our kids have been, you know...
Our kids are smarter than that.
Our kids have been fed a steady diet of horror since they were old enough to crawl.
Well, I know, but like when you watch it, but you know what? In all fairness, though, if you're watching that, and like what pissed me off about that part, because I thought the movie was going to go downhill from there.
Yeah, but it didn't at all.
No, it didn't. Thank goodness. But like you're watching this kid and she's watching her mother through the peephole. Okay,
which is an incredible scene.
The mother's been like shot, cut up, stabbed, and everything, and she's talking through the peephole. She's got like her face all bloodied up, and she's like, "Let me in, because then we could be one big happy family." And the kid still unlocks the door. You're like, "Kid, you just seen your mother get shot with a shotgun. Obviously, she's dead, and you're gonna let her in, right? Like you're just kind of come on."
But it was good.
But I thought it was gonna go downhill, but it didn't. Thank goodness, because I was so worried about that. But
so I think it was last weekend, maybe last Saturday, we watched Extraction.
Yes,
Extraction 2 with Chris Hemsworth.
Not Chris.
Chris Hemsworth, and it was awesome.
It was
so good.
Yeah, it was a good. You know what it reminded me? It kind of had like Commando.
Oh yeah,
feel to it. It was a little bit of Rambo.
So here's the thing: like, what made the John Wick movies incredible was that they've been directed by former stuntmen or former stunt coordinators. So if I have my trivia right, the guy that has directed John Wick was the stunt coordinator on The Matrix, I believe.
Okay.
So these guys know how to make action. These guys are making action films for us who cut our teeth on 80s action, right? Mm-hmm. So the Extraction films were also directed by former stunt coordinators. Now, the first movie was really good. The second movie was very much Commando vibes. And there's a scene in it, so it's basically the entire movie is three really big action sets that are strung together by some dialogue and story. The story's great. You don't really care, but there is emotional stakes in the story.
Yeah, but it was a good story.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like it kind of made sense. Again, it had the stupid kid actors, but no, it was like I didn't mind it.
The 20-minute uncut scene is something for cinema history. Mm-hmm. They work their way through a prison riot, and basically the entire time the camera is trained on Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And there is a time when somebody throws a Molotov cocktail, his arm is fully engulfed, and he puts it out by punching somebody in the face a few times. Yeah. And the cool thing is, it's not CGI. I looked it up. I'm like, that looks real. Sure enough, Chris Hemsworth let them light his arm on fire and beat the shit out of
I was going
somebody.
to tell Amy to tell Barrett to watch that, because I think it's right up Barrett's alley, because I know he likes the John Wick movies.
So good.
So if you're still on here, Amy, tell Barrett to watch that. He will love that movie.
It is really good. I would have liked to have seen it in theater.
Yeah, well, it's a Netflix movie.
I know they didn't put it, but maybe the next one they will, because they're making another one. So
well, they've made some really good, like it's had millions of views. So
yeah. So another thing to mention, I'd forgotten that we talked to Rob and Tracy at the event about this.
Yes,
they Rob mentioned it. Tracy, you're going to hear about it again. I think she might have heard it anyway. Close to Halloween, we're going to have them on, and we'll do a horror movie discussion episode.
Oh, that would be so much fun. I love my horror movies.
So around Halloween, there's going to be a lot more of that content for like the week leading up to it. We're going to do some episodes on movies.
Didn't we do it last October?
John and Amanda come on, remember?
No, but remember last October we like watched a horror movie for like every day?
We tried to
because we were watching them with the kids.
Yeah. But so it's going to be we're going to do it'll be a bunch of scary content. And another thing we're going to do, guys, I don't know if I've talked to you much about this or not, but
you don't talk to me about anything.
I know. I think of it and I'm like, I should tell Becky about it, and then you're asleep.
He doesn't tell me, so.
So if you guys know that, one of my big influences on the talk radio thing that we do here was Art Bell, and he used to do the Ghost to Ghost episodes.
Okay.
So last year around, I don't remember which episode it was. I think it was one of the ones that Carrie and I did with his best episodes, his best things.
Okay.
And we talked about the Phoenix Light saga. And that was in the 90s. There was this, I think it was a V shape of lights in the sky for, and anyway, so it was cool. And that's where it ended. 2 days later, I get a message for somebody in the community who's like, I was in Phoenix when it happened. I saw the Phoenix lights. And that made me realize, despite the fact that I don't think there'd be enough people to do a show like this, we're going to do it. So what we're going to do is everybody who has their best supernatural story, we're going to do an open line show or two, and we're going to do our own version of Ghost to Ghost. You guys need to come up with the name for it, but that's what we're going to do.
Ghostly stuff, not just alien.
No, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything supernatural. It could be demons, it could be ghosts, it could be aliens. I don't care. But whatever your closest brush with.
And actually, you know what? When we have Rob and Tracy on, we should make that into another one of our giveaway.
Yes.
Trivia.
We need to ship those out. I just realized we haven't shipped it yet.
I actually I seen
oh my God, I can't believe we haven't sent them yet. But
Byron.
Byron.
And it reminded me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't shipped those
That's
yet.
Okay. It's just Amazon, so you'll have it in a couple of days.
Did you get the addresses?
I have their addresses.
Okay,
so.
I will ship them out tonight. I promise.
So yes, Sasquatches, Bigfoot, Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who it is. I love this stuff. It'll be fun. And
but we'll do a trivia.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I love that.
Yeah, like I don't care if it's like a 6-hour long show. We will do we'll do a bunch of trivia.
Tracy says she's good at being creepy. So.
And I love creepy.
But I'm excited. That's going to be my next homage to Art, because you guys got to listen to his stories.
Never heard Art Bell.
No, I know you haven't, because you didn't like talk radio. But I've gone back and listened to all his old stuff.
No, but I think we will do a trivia, not on Halloween night, of course. It'll be on probably October 30th.
But we'll lead up to it. We can do 2 or 3 live streams that week. It'll be the week of horror. But you guys need. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could call it Workshop Wasteland. I've got that name that I saved, right? So Aaron's like, pardon me, guys, but I heard.
Well, if Amy's still online, I know Amy loves her horror movies, so she'll be right into the trivia.
Yes,
because and actually, I say I get her to help me with the trivia questions, but if she wants to play, she can't help me with the questions. So I will get a bunch of good trivia questions.
Yeah. So so it's going to be, we'll do a night or two of horror movies for sure, and then we'll do a night or two, depending on how many calls and how many people. Now, you can send emails, and I'll read the stories in my best spooky voice. But you can also call in and do it live and tell your story. But it's going to be like ghosts or demons or unexplained or aliens or Sam Squatch,
And you know what's funny, though? And I'm just going to put it out there. There is only like 3 months to October.
Yeah.
Right? Because
do your math right. Yeah.
August, September, October.
Yeah.
Yeah, because... we're still technically in July. I don't count July, but I got a notification the other day that I can't remember how much it said, but it was only a certain amount of days till Christmas.
I thought you were going to tell me that your friggin' pumpkin spice candles are out. I was like,
they are.
Yeah, no doubt.
I went to Bath and Body Works when I took Gracie out for her birthday on Saturday, and we went into the store because they had a candle sale. They had about 60% of their fall collection candles in. Their pumpkin spice clover, their white pumpkin.
Did they have Santa sweaty balls yet?
They didn't have any Santa sweaty balls yet.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that those probably be in by August.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had pretty much all their fall collection out.
Rob says, can we, I don't know.
It's not spooky.
I'll have to work on it. So the pumpkin spice must flow.
Maybe get like a synthesizer.
Yeah, just slow down and nice and deep. This one evening, folks, I was driving home on a highway. Nobody was around. And it simply became completely illuminated from one end of the street to the other. And the large-eyed, tall, gray-fleshed beings just come down from nowhere and took me up. And I'll leave it there.
I love you, but that's not spooky.
I thought that was pretty damn good.
That was good, but it's not spooky.
All right. Well, whatever. All it has to be is a deep, soft, serious voice. There's a dude on TikTok that is the king of this, and he debunks all of these scary stuff. And Tracy says, getting ASMR vibes. Yeah, that's all it is. I'm looking for. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Yeah. Plus, I don't have 60 years of smoking experience like Art Bell did.
Well, do you get one of those like voice synthesizer thingies? You maybe they'll change it around.
Probes. I'm not going to say I was heading toward probes one step closer, but I might have been.
Yes, he was.
So, fire in the sky. Exactly. Yes, that's it. So I've been a sucker for unexplained my entire life. And Halloween gives us a chance to do some of that shit. You know,
I love Halloween.
Oh, I do too. Yeah,
I love Christmas more though.
Yeah.
And we will do a Christmas trivia.
Sure, and we'll watch Lampoon's Christmas Vacation
and Die Hard.
Yeah, shut up. So I did see the other day, I shared a meme that they said that Rambo was the first Christmas action film, because one scene in the police station, you can see there's a Christmas tree in the background.
I don't really like Rambo movies though.
Nah,
like I like Sylvester Stallone, but the Rambo movies are didn't do it for me.
I'm just going to put it out there. I was not a big Sylvester Stallone fan as a kid.
No, me neither. Like
I loved me some Arnold all day long.
And Rocky was so boring.
Oh, it was. Yeah. There's a lot of 80s movies that are considered classics that I would say are boring.
The only one I liked with Rocky was the one with Dolph Lundgren in it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. That was good because that was more of an Arnold movie than a Rocky movie.
Yeah.
Because you had, Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie or a Halloween
it's a Halloween movie?
I think so too. I remember when I was, Rocky won the Cold War. In high school, we had a Halloween party at my house one year. And we watched that movie. But before we watched that movie, we went out and played laser tag. We were running around. And all of a sudden, we came across a fire in the woods. So if you want to wonder how I got the problems for catching fires like I did, it was Dad. He put it, how he dumped his ashes out there? Well, he dumped his ashes and the wind got to them. And he always let them sit in the bucket for a week or more. Anyway, the wind got to him, caught some dry leaves, and great big fire from his ashes in the woods. It was always funny. And Haas says 80s Karate Kid was a Christmas movie, too. Another film that I found quite boring.
I never liked Karate Kid.
It's an all year. Yeah, there you go. That's what Gracie would say, too. Is it Gracie or Olivia?
Olivia likes Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. I got her, I scored her a really good, it was an Easter present. Because you have your mailbox in the States. I scored her an
here we go, guys.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Gonna get extra charges.
Slow cooker. No, she already got it.
Yeah, I know.
It was a slow cooker with Nightmare Before Christmas, and for Christmas a couple years ago, I got her like all the wooden mixing spoons and the shower curtains.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's her. That's one of her favorites. She loves that one.
We had to buy you a new go bag, didn't we?
Oh yeah. Explain to them. Yeah. Okay. It is a new bag. It was a brand new bag.
Not that new.
It was brand new.
It's like 8 months old. It's not new. At least I'd worn the shine off it.
It was a brand new bag because Mr. Cook ripped my last bag. And
the last bag ripped itself.
No, you ripped it. See, this is why I don't allow him to take any of my things anywhere because he destroys them. Just like he left my $90 pillowcases in a hotel room. But we're not. That's a different story, right? But he.
It's the key to good communication, guys. Just lay there and take it.
He took my go bag and into the shop.
Our go bag.
It's my bag.
It's the brown and purple polka dot.
Pink polka dot. It's my bag. Into the box of the truck, and he just decimated the handle. Okay. So now it's ruined.
So here's how it works.
And it's a brand new bag.
You guys know I've talked about it, and we have. It's you know what. Some night on the live stream, we should break down everything we put in that bag. So maybe what we'll do, what we should do is do a live stream where we repack the new one.
Okay.
So here's what happened, guys. We're driving along, and Charlotte's like, Dad, my phone's going to die. And I'm like, what's it at? 8%? And it's like 10 in the morning. I'm like, did you not plug it in last night? And I said, well, what'd you do with the chargers? They're in the bag. So anyway, I pull over on the side of the interstate, and I said, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to get the bag that they're in. So I go to grab Mama's grab and go bag, and I didn't realize the handle was hooked around a wheel on the suitcase. So he
can't just pull it gently.
No, I just bent over and picked it up.
No.
And as I picked it up, the handle delaminates. It must have been a factory defect.
No.
And the whole side rips off.
No, the whole side rips off because everything is like 0 to 60 with you. Yeah, it's never just like, oh, wait a minute, it's around the wheel. I'm just going to keep reefing on it until it lets go.
Oh, it was just a single reef. That's all it was. So,
0 to 60.
Anyway.
0 to 60.
It's hooped. So we've decided, I actually did some Amazon looking, and I got kind of inspired by, Carrie Brown and Donald, just thinking about what they would carry paramedic stuff in. So I looked for a modular paramedics bag is what it is. And it's a little bit bigger than our existing bag, but it's square and it has all these separate compartments. And so we decided to get 2. So now we're
Well,
gonna have
no, but tell them why. Because the one with the gray bag is mine.
Right.
That you will not be allowed to touch.
Right.
So
and mine
so
is
that way, if it rips, then I have no one to blame but myself.
And mine's a khaki brown with a Velcro strip on it, so I can put my patches on it.
Exactly. And if he rips it, then it's on.
But we're going to have redundancy, though, so we'll have 2. And what's nice about them is they're small enough that they fit on top of our suitcase around the handle.
Mm-hmm.
But it has all of our essentials. It's the type of thing that if somebody told us you have 12 seconds to leave your house, it's the thing we'd grab. That and our prescriptions. And that would be it. And so this is going to be modular, and maybe we'll do a live stream on it. It'll be fun.
Yeah. No, we should.
And I was also thinking when next Friday for our live stream, we should bring down all the different products that companies have sent recently, and we can open things up. Because I've got a few more down there, and we can just kind of showcase all the different things that have come in so they get an idea of what's coming up. Nate says, sounds like you guys need an SOE medical backpack. So here's the thing.
Well, he has a MERS.
Yeah, the backpack, for Becky, it needs to look decent going into a hotel. So she doesn't want a back. It's fine. I have accepted it. So I have, what do they say that the more the constraints, the more glorious the design or the solution is. So with Becky, it needs to be pretty and it needs to look like it belongs in a hotel. So I have to work around that, and it works. So these bags, they're going to be good because here's the other thing: they're taller, deeper, and they're waterproof a little bit because we put shampoo and things in them, and we always laid them in the bottom. So anyway, it's going to help us keep it more organized. We'll maybe snap a picture so we can always go back to it. But it'll also be, hey, this will be the spot for the chargers. This will be the spot for the white noise maker.
With us having our own bags, because I always, I always pack for the girls too.
Right.
So like with my bag, I can have all the girls' items in mine, and you can just have your stuff.
Right.
And plus, I really like gray.
Yeah, I know you do.
Gray's my
like
color,
that.
so.
And of course, like Hal says, going in looking tactical makes a neighbor's look, and then of course I go and get an army khaki colored one, but it really looks nice.
It has a holder for but it has a holder for a gun.
It does have a concealed carry.
Even though we are in Canada, because.
But you know what? I'll find some things to put in there. So yeah,
you could put a water gun in there.
That's true. Yeah.
And then you could fit in. There you go.
You can put fuck Trudeau on it, but yeah. So but it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's the next step up for our. Like, we've talked about this a lot. Like, we like to travel, but we also like to be prepared. So we have that, and then we were just talking tonight that we have our we don't have a name for it, but it's kind of like our drop dead bag. This is if we are stuck somewhere and we can't get home to grab our and go bag.
It's just a repair. It's just a prepared bag. That's all.
It's got underwear, socks, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner,
hairbrush, soap.
Toothbrush, toothpaste, and did I say underwear and socks? Yeah, underwear. And 5 days worth of prescriptions.
Yes.
They're all in a tiny bag taped up in the floor of the truck. So that's there just in case. But it's been almost 2 years, so we need to go through it and make sure everything's up to date.
But that's good, though. In 2 years, we haven't had to use it.
Just opened it the other day. Charlotte needed deodorant. She's like, Dad, can I have your deodorant? Sure. Yep, you can. I love her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Nate says multicam black with Molly on all sides, fully lined with Velcro, and has all the mesh pouches inside of it. And does John?
Is that one of John's bags?
Yeah, it is one of John's bags.
Well, why didn't you just get one of those then?
Well, I might get one when I go down next time. I'll see what he has. But for this, here's the thing. So my man purse. Remember, I bought a cheap ass one on Amazon first to see if I was going to use it. Yeah. And I liked it. So then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to buy an SOE one that lasts forever. Because when I buy something like that, I want to use it. I want to showcase it.
But I honestly think you just buy one from John. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, you know what, Nate? I'll look at it and check it out.
Because I think it's just, it's going to be your go bag.
Yep.
Because and of course with my go bag too, it's going to be a good bag for the girls to take when they need it. Right. And like if they were going away with you for a couple nights, so.
And I like, the other thing I was thinking about was with all these pouches, it's going to allow me to pack a little more stuff.
Does John have pink?
He doesn't do, I think he has done some pink in the past. I'll find out. We'll see what we can come up with. Because they do certain runs certain times.
Yeah, because if he's got like pink, I love pink. If he
says med backpacks are hard to get, but day packs, when he makes them, doesn't come with a mesh inside. That's separate. Well, you know what? We'll go on their site. The problem is that almost everything that he sells out quick. So
we'll have a look.
Yeah. And Aaron says, so I need to work on my truck bag after hearing that list. Yeah. So that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
You know, we'll put it together. It may not be next week. It may be the week after because we're, you know, but we'll do a
well,
live
actually,
stream.
you know what? Next week's probably going to be a little bit slow because the girls are going to be gone.
That's true.
And, you know, like we won't have to do 15,000 loads of laundry and we won't, you know.
We'll have to deal with, like, two dish towels in the sink every 4 hours. Can't figure that out.
Running the dishwasher twice a day, you know. so
that, that's
like we'll probably have plenty of time. The only thing you got to do, actually, I might get you to do tonight is put that baby gate up.
Yeah.
Keep
but
the dogs
over there.
Yeah, so like there won't be, like we'll have a quiet 3 weeks. So yeah, we'll have plenty of time to do all that.
So I had 3 different people ask me yesterday about different types of merch. So we have our patches, we have our battery packs, we have our stickers. But Aaron says it's nice when the kids are gone. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 3 weeks, Aaron. 3 weeks.
So
I love them to death, but it'll be nice. So quiet.
Somebody last night in the live stream asked about hats to go with the patches. Now, I don't know if I'm ready to do a hat of the month, but what I was thinking about would be maybe offering some of these boonie hats or 3 or 4 different options in a Velcro hat so that you could sport it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think, where did you get that one from, though? That was
this one came from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it took me some digging to find it. But, you know, if we could get it, then we could definitely, we could figure something out. Anyway, I would be cool with it. You know, we could do maybe a hat with 4 patches or something as a thing. I don't know.
You'll love them more. They're 13-year-old girls that call each other titty sucking parasites. So I love them, but you know, they're gonna have fun and it'll be a nice break.
Ed Celio says SOE black with red thread or gray, and I'll probably will it to a grandchild. That's the thing. Like that's the beauty of his stuff. I mean, my wallet will last forever now. You know, my tactical over the shoulder carry bag. Will last a long time.
It's a Merce.
It's a tactical over-the-shoulder carry bag. You know this.
It's a Merce.
It allows me to carry. I have everything on hand, like my hand sanitizer, my antibacterial wipes. You know, my retainer holder. I mean, it even has a pen. Like so, if
it's got a special spot in the front to put his balls in it,
and a spot remover. I keep my Tide pen in there. It's great. I'm just trying to think of anything else that could emasculate me anymore. But I do have, you know what I do keep in the front? I forgot about this, is my permission slip for my wife. So if anybody ever asks me, Tim, are you allowed to do this? I'm like, listen, right here. I got my permission slip for my wife.
Yep. Only as long as it's not older than 6 months.
That's what I was thinking about, Aaron. Exactly. So Aaron says hat of the month is a lot of hats. I agree. I don't want to get into hats of the month because kind of defeats the purpose of the patch.
But you could offer it to somebody if they sign up for a year subscription.
Well, Aaron, that's what Aaron said. Maybe an add-on when you start the year.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Oh, sorry, Aaron.
Yeah.
I didn't even read that before I said it. I'm just like, like maybe as an extra incentive.
Yeah. So, or like I've fallen in love with these boonie hats. I friggin' love them. They're great. But we could offer a couple different boonie hats, and we could offer a couple different ball caps. You know, and we'll go from there. And there we go. Nate just brought up. That's not a bad pack, baby.
I know that's not my colors.
I know it isn't. Yeah, but
that would be good for you.
Yeah.
But do you want a backpack or I
want a shoulder bag.
Yeah, square bag that sits on top of the suitcases. That's what we like.
But you know what? When I go to SRF, I'll go over and check out what John has.
Well, you said you're going to bring up this website too. So,
yeah, that's true. But where were we? Right there, hat of the month. Yeah, so maybe an add-on. So I think that'd be a good idea. We could add it as a X amount of dollars, and you can get a hat or a couple of hats or whatever. Because I think that'd be a better option. So maybe we'll. I'm going to try to build some more stuff into the Shopify site.
Well, and you had mentioned shirts.
Yes. So that was the other thing. Everybody, or not everybody.
It's so hard up here, though. Like, we can't find anybody with a supplier.
Well, we're not going to do it from Canada. We're going to do it in the States,
I don't know. Like, it's so hard because, like, we have the coffee company, which the supplier
had the coffee company. We're really not doing it anymore.
No,
and that's fine. I've talked about that. It just didn't take off, and that's cool.
Well, and the thing is, they made really, really good mugs.
They were They cost us almost $40 a mug, and I sold them for $40.
And they never gave us any discounts on it or anything. And they weren't very like they didn't want to work with us.
I want to find, the thing is though, the problem is that those nice camping mugs that I like so much, the ones that
the enamel ones.
It has to be enamel. These were a pure enamel. A lot of the ones that you get online are the metal coated enamel that are light as a feather. I don't dig those.
I don't like. No, I like the heavy ones.
So we need to. Yeah. So there'll be mugs, for sure. Yeah, but shirts would be cool. I've thought about it. I may talk to Texas, Tennessee Shiner. I just don't think we're in.
You should turn your patches into shirts.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I want to. A lot of people have mentioned that.
Yeah, you know what? We'll look into it. We'll try to find a shirt supplier.
And it may be coming down to the point where I might need to outsource the patch design. Yeah, I can send the idea to somebody and they can design it for me. So John's given me a name of a good guy. I just haven't reached out to the guy yet. So because
why?
Because we haven't needed to yet. Because I didn't want to add that expense. You know this.
Because he's a procrastinator.
No, not at all. I just didn't want to be like, hey, honey, I want to spend a bunch more money on this. Not after what we're spending on the shorts right now. So
yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, shirts would be awesome. I would love. It'd be cool to have, each month, because the Casual Preppers, Cam and Colby, they do a shirt of the month that are only available for a limited time. They do like a very small run of shirts.
I would do maybe a shirt every 6 months.
Yeah, we wouldn't do it all the time. I just
because like
they don't even
a
do them every
shirt
month,
of the month, you're gonna like run out of ideas really quick.
Yeah, well,
unless you start taking.
Well, I have a patch every month. I always come up with an idea for patches.
I know, but then you're gonna start taking my ideas. My ideas are better.
Yeah, well, hey, that's all right. I took Sean's idea on this, so he's got some patches.
I have quite a few. You can steal some of my ideas.
Oh yeah. But I like the idea. And then, of course, Yozik has been at me for months to start a Sticker of the Month club. We just haven't figured out how we're going to make that work yet.
The problem with stickers is that they're...
The problem is, and I've said it's not a problem. Here's the thing. And Yozik will be like, but I'll spend it. It's fine. It's going to have to be the same price as the patches. And I feel bad.
And the problem is, it's like stickers won't mail well.
Oh, they mail.
But they will. But like, then you got to worry about them getting bent or rolled up or.
We're working on it, Aaron.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of ideas, but the problem is a lot of my ideas are really crass. So I don't know if anybody would be interested in them. Amy helped me come up with a bunch of them, and some of them are like, ooh, yeah, those are wild. So I don't know if people would be interested in them or not, but I could put them on the merch store.
They will be. Yeah. We just have to order some, and we will.
I wish you could just order smaller batches, though. I know. Like, I don't want 250 of them.
So this is what Nate wants me to do. We got to figure this out, Silver of the Month, because I really think that there's an interest in that, and I think there's money in that. There is, but finding a supplier,
right?
Well, okay, it's going to have to be smaller sizes than the 1 ounce, because it's right now it's a really big investment that we do okay on, but we didn't make a lot. We don't make a ton off it. It's kind of like you sell it. Basically, I guess when it comes down to it, is we make about 5 ounces out of the deal when it's all said and done. When you figure in all the money, I keep 5 ounces, and that's basically covers the profit we made off it. And that's not a complaint. I'm cool with it, but I think it'll have to be. What did we figure? A 5th ounce or a 10th ounce we were thinking about doing?
It is, but then we got to find some, like, I know the guy in the States does incredible work, but it would be nice to...
Shit. So we have a married couple on here, guys. Earlier we talked about communication. So Nate says, Silver of the Month, do it. And then his better half says, Nate apparently won the lottery. Oh, touchy there. So
no, but like, it would be nice to be able to... like find somebody that was more like that was closer to us that you could order in order right.
Oh, we'll make it work with him. He's awesome. He's my guy.
No, I'm not saying he's not a bad what he does. It's just like waiting, like when you have deadlines and stuff like that, right?
We'll get it in. Apparently I'm fad, not dad. So apparently I'm a passing fad. Hi fad, that's what Liv said. My daughter. Hi sweetie. But yeah, so basically the idea will be coming up with ideas. You need some military tags so I can use them for my geocaches and throw a travel bug on it. See, everybody has great ideas. I'd love that.
Like the dog tags.
Yeah, dog tags. That'd be cool.
I love dog tags.
See, let's write that down for an idea. We'll do them next year for sure, just a set of them. Dog tags. Find a place that does them. I love that. Yeah. But yeah, so I really would like a Silver of the Month if we can make it work. but it'll be smaller amounts.
You
So
have to
your
talk
price,
to your guy and see.
yeah, your price won't be as high. My price won't be as high. The upfront investment won't be. We'll get it sliding, and we'll see where it goes eventually. These are, and I'll be honest, these are winter projects. It's fun to talk about them now, but don't look for anything until spring 2024.
Yeah,
you know?
no, and of course, in finding, like, I want to find a supplier for the mugs.
Yes,
and for the shirts. So
I'm going to take notes as we're doing this. So this is,
but that's what I'm trying to. Like, we have a couple people here in town.
No, we're not going to do that. We need to. So here's the deal: they need to be printed and shipped, hopefully from the States or from somewhere overseas. It can be shipped direct to people because we can't even. He was Aaron. He was doing Silver of the Week in their little 1 gram things. They're awesome. That's what I was talking to him about doing.
Okay.
So he can definitely do it. But the 1 gram, I don't know. You guys tell me, but I almost think 1 gram is too little.
Would he ship it directly to everybody, or would it have to come to you though?
I would like to have it come to me so that we could ship it out with patches and different things as well. But he'd only have to ship it once. We're already doing shipping once a month anyway, right? So
we'll figure it out.
So what dog tag shirts and mugs we need to find suppliers for, right?
And I have a supplier. Well, I can check with Myron too. They're the ones that do the pens.
Okay.
They might have something good too.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. I know, it'd be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of humbling how much this has grown that people actually ask for that shit. It's really cool because I love it. It's nice stuff. It makes me smile to know that.
And we're sending his dad a bunch of patches and a hat and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Hats.
Yeah. It'd be like, Tim, that's my son's merch. He's really proud, So looks like Aaron's getting a silver collection going. So we've been talking about it. It'll first thing I need to do is clear up the rest of this silver that I have here. So I think there's at least 1 or 2 extra sets. So if somebody didn't speak for any,
I think there's a little bit more there.
But there's some that people I haven't got a hold of from people.
Oh, okay,
yet.
Yes.
I don't want to sell more than I can yet, but I definitely wouldn't. Yeah, 1 set's going out for the auction for Jenny, which was cool, and it was quite exciting that price went for $400. Somebody paid $400 for that set, guys. It was just 1.5 ounces of silver just to support Jenny, but it was pretty cool. It made my day. So. And they'll remain anonymous, but when I found out who they were, it made me smile. So, it was cool. Yeah. One other thing I was thinking about was when I'm down in the States, I'd like to put together a couple of workshop get-togethers. Just like we'll meet at a bar or a place for supper, for 3 or 4 hours. So, I'm going to be traveling to Kansas, North Carolina, and Tennessee. So if anybody's interested in being like, hey, I'm an hour or 2 this way, we can put together a workshop meetup. And I've got a super
Actually, you know what you should do?
What's that?
You're going to be down there for a month.
Yeah.
So maybe do a workshop meetup in these areas because the weather's still going to be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody bring a potluck dish so he can actually eat some real food
instead
of Waffle House every day.
So this is what got me thinking about it the other day because Letty mentioned having one in which state is Letty in Wisconsin or Illinois? Anyway, that area. I just don't think I'm going to be that. I don't know if I'm going to be close. You know what? I got to stop saying that because
maybe coming back.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll swing that way and do it this time, guys. That would be cool because it would be fun just for a couple hours or an evening.
Well, I might have to fly back. Though,
I understand.
But if you're driving back, like if you could go through Ohio
or I could go down that way.
I
could go down that way. She's Wisconsin, So
you can go through Wisconsin and
we could do
Illinois.
That would be fun. I would like that.
Yeah,
maybe that's because I wouldn't mind doing one there because I know there'd be a fun time in the Midwest like that, and then we're going to be in Kansas, which would be cool. I haven't never only driven through Kansas before, so that'll be good. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, So.
Aaron says Ohio is way east. Could do Iowa as well, so we could do like Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, that kind of thing. So that'd be fun. I'd like it.
Where are Aaron and Nate in Illinois?
Illinois, yeah.
Okay.
Not in Chicago though.
Oh, jeez.
But
no, he's not going to Chicago.
But it would be fun. I really, really love the workshop get together at Thrivalist. And we're going to have something at Self-Reliance Festival for sure. And there's nothing better than getting together with like-minded folk. Like it's fucking awesome, man. I love it. I love that everybody wants to get together. I love the community we created. And, and like I said, I got a super secret piece of swag for everybody who meets up in person. Only workshop community members who meet up in person.
And he's not going to spill it.
No, I'm not. I don't think anybody has spilled it. I don't believe so. North, central, south of Rockford.
No idea.
I don't know. Is that where you're saying we should meet up, Nate? Because if you're saying that, then we'll make it happen. I'll go down that way this time, even though I hate driving through all of that. No, it's fine. I'll do it. Yeah, that'd be fun.
But you could kind of go down through Saskatchewan and
it's
that
fun.
way.
Yeah,
I honestly, I would go down through Saskatchewan and then just go through the States the whole way. Just avoid Ontario.
Jake says, I got mine. Yes, he did. Absolutely. And but Tracy, we did get together. They got one. I'm sure I give them. Yeah, I did.
Well, no, but she wants to meet
I
up.
know. Yeah. Well, we'll do another one that way at some point for sure. And One Step Closer says, do you like spicy food?
He does, but I don't think his body likes it.
Is my name Toolman Tim? I do. I enjoy spicy food.
He likes spicy food, but no, like it would be nice, like for him to have some real food, and I'll make him buy something like maybe hot dogs or something.
No, it'll be fun.
But he'll be living off of fast food, so
I'll try not to as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, but you will be.
That's the downside of for sure.
Yeah.
But One Step Closer, where are you located? Because sounds like you're interested too. I'd love to have it would be awesome to have a get. We'll do it then. If you guys are cool with it, I'll leave a day earlier and I'll swing down through that area because
you haven't decided on a day.
No, I can go whenever I want.
And because we kind of have to. Because we kind of got to book your dad's flight too, so we got to figure that out.
Well, we know we kind of know when he's going to be there, but that's what I want to do. I mean, so it's only going to be a month this time instead of 2 months, and then it'll be a month in March, but I want to make the most of it while we're down
and if you miss them this time, you'll see them in March.
Oh, North Texas. I'll be, okay. Yep, they're going to be at SRF and maybe at Midwest Festival too. So we're going to have, I have...
Like SRF in October?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to do at least a partial work day at the property in Tennessee. So that's going to be the fun part. But
you're doing like 3 or 4 days there, aren't you?
Well, probably just one work day with everybody, I think.
I know, but aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get a bunch of work done while I'm down there.
Well, you're not going to be by yourself. You know that.
Yeah. But so we're going to do that. But I'm thinking, unless there's something specifically booked, the Saturday night of SRF after the food's done, I think I'd like to find a fire pit somewhere where we could have a workshop / maybe some of the other community get together. That would be a lot of fun.
I'm sure you could probably.
Yeah, we'll make it work. But yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited. It'll be fun. And I remembered thinking I wanted to do it, and then I ended up. Then I seen Nicole. She's in Montana right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a get together last night, and then she's at Paul Wheaton's for the weekend.
I think I've seen that. Oh, so she's in Missoula.
Yes. Yeah. I was so it. Yeah, but it'd be a good time. We'll make it work. It's got So every time I head south, Aaron's like, Tim, you can come through our area and stay. So
I'll
do it this time, Aaron. It'll be good. We'll have a lot of fun with it. I would like that.
He'll come through.
So, yeah.
I'll make him.
Yep, that'd be good. So that's where we're at then. I'm gonna be a month down there, and I said there's usually a campfire at the camping section at SRF near John's Big Pond. That would be good because one thing I did find about SRF on Saturday night was things kind of shut down fairly early there. I was like, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock and we were done. So I was like, it would be nice to have a spot. Now I know the camp, but we'll find a spot.
Yeah, because we're not camping; we'll be in a hotel.
Yeah. But the cool thing is, I'll have a designated driver, so I can actually have some bourbon. I don't know, some sexy lady that follows me around the country. Yeah, you won't drink, so I'll bring the bourbon. Once again, I'll bring a couple of bourbons. We'll do a tasting like we did at Thrivalist, and it'll be a good time. Those are the best times. I love speaking.
I think you'll bring a bottle of Eagle Rare this time, though.
Sure. Yeah, I will. I don't mind. I love Eagle Rare. Yeah, and it's not that expensive in the States if you can get your hands on it. But I'll just bring a bottle.
Yeah, we'll bring a bottle because that's your favorite. So.
Well, that'll be good. All right, Mrs. Cook, we're going to wrap it up. It's been 2 hours.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, and go out and see the dogs for a few minutes. They've been good tonight.
Yeah, well, I've been watching them in the camera. So
yeah.
Workshop. There you go.
Oh, shot glasses. Yeah. We could do or the whiskey tumbler. That would be cool too.
You got those from Gracie, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. But we could do something like that. That's a good idea. See, everybody's got these ideas. All right, I'll put it in the idea. So, workshop whiskey or shot glasses. I love it. You guys are great. I love it. Isn't it fun?
you
I
go.
love our Friday night shows. So, well, guys, I appreciate you. We hit 20 and 13 if you stayed here to the bitter end. So
Yeah.
I
Didn't get too tired of us.
you get the booby prize for hanging out with us the longest. But no, I'm just kidding. But tumblers over. Yes, absolutely tumblers. That's what we want. We need one of those. Because that's my old fashioned glass, right? So maybe something with I got to get some merch with the Workshop radio on it, because I think it was Rob that asked me for a Workshop radio patch at Thrivalist. So that's coming. Flasks. Oh my God, you guys are great. All right, folks, we appreciate you. I love our Friday nights. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.